The following is an exclusive presentation of Turner Sports. In 1998, cable television's exclusive host for the 18th Olympic Winter Games from Nagano, Japan, and the 4th Goodwill Games from New York.
Here come the Dallas Cowboys. They're ready to be introduced.
Throughout the preseason, the Dallas Cowboys built up a fury and a focus. Last week in Pittsburgh, a defense that was thought to be soft and suspect evoked memories of doomsday. Troy Aikman had a career day with 4 touchdown passes.
Michael Irvin with the catch from Troy Aikman stayed inside the pylon.
And while Michael Irvin silenced the critics, Barry Switzer mocked them.
He's over the hill. He's through. He done hit the wall. Magic Michael.
The Arizona Cardinals rode Kent Graham's strong right arm to an 18-point lead in their opening game. But critical mistakes in the 4th quarter cost them a chance at victory.
Coming off of a loss, we got to come out and be ready to play another football game.
Tonight, Dallas meets Arizona. Next on TNT.
Once again to the Valley of the Sun, our second week of the NFL on TNT. This beautiful but torrid area called Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, home of the Arizona Cardinals. And if you're of an entrepreneurial bent, a great place to open an ice house. It's above 100 degrees tonight as the Dallas Cowboys make their annual visit to Tempe to take on their division rivals, the Arizona Cardinals. And a few moments ago, Cardinal cornerback Aeneas Williams sought to inspire his teammates.
Yeah. We got to believe we can win this game. The house, baby. As a team. As a team. Let's go. Big Red on 3. 1, 2, 3. Big Red.
Good evening, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Pat Hayden and Mark May, and welcome to this sauna known as Sun Devil Stadium. Here's what confronts the Arizona Cardinals tonight. First, they've got to forget the horrible collapse in the 4th quarter last week. They blew an 18-point lead and lost to Cincinnati. Second, this home opener dilemma. They've never won a home opener since they moved here from St. Louis in 1988. Yes, tonight is their home opener. And who do they draw as an opponent? The Dallas Cowboys, fresh from a 37-7 thumping of Pittsburgh last week. The Cardinals have lost 13 in a row to Dallas, and as you will see throughout the evening, there are as many fans here wearing the blue and white as there are the red and white. And Pat Hayden, it strikes me that though the Cowboys may not have the depth of previous years, they certainly do shine at the skill position.
Well, you're right, Vern. No team in the National Football League, not Green Bay, not San Francisco, not Denver, can match the skill position level of the Dallas Cowboys. The Fab Four collectively are the best in the National Football League, and that Fab Four starts with that man, Troy Aikman. 4 touchdown passes a week ago. 2 of those to Michael Irvin, who caught passes for over 150 yards. And then there's Emmitt Smith, 4-time NFL rushing champion, and then defensive back Deion Sanders. I am stunned how the Cardinals are going to pay so much respect to Deion Sanders. They will not throw the ball to his side tonight. They've told us that repeatedly. And as for the offensive stars for the Cowboys, they are fun to watch, but very difficult to defend. And Mark, as we turn our attention to the Cardinals, Larry Centers, the best offensive player on their team, trying to rebound after fumbling with it just a little bit over a minute to go last week. Cincinnati takes that fumble, drives the field, scores, wins the ball game.
Right, Pat, but regardless of last week's outcome, Larry Centers still remains the heart and soul of the Arizona Cardinals offense. Coming out of the fullback position, his goal is to redefine that position to a total football playing position, not just a slobbering blocker out of the backfield. He wants to be known as a guy that can run the football and especially receive the football, which he has 200 receptions in the last 2 years. But the stars on this football team are on the defense. And the brightest star is Eric Swan, the defensive tackle. Although Eric did not play college football, he did play minor league football for the Bay State Titans. And many in the NFL believe that he has finally arrived. They plan to use him today as Reggie White was used for the Philadelphia Eagles years ago, moving Eric Swan from defensive end to defensive tackle and possibly even nose guard. So look for that this evening.
All right, Mark, we will do that. And right now, let's go down to the field and Craig Sager.
Well, Coach, what effect does the heat have on the coaching staff, whether it's preparation or substitutions?
Well, first of all, it doesn't affect game plan. That doesn't change. Substitution or rotation might pick up the number of players going in earlier than they normally do. But the sun has finally dropped behind that press box, and that helps out. When we were out here warming up, it was 15 degrees hotter.
Oh, now it's only 104. Stay healthy and hydrated. Let's go back up to Vern.
All right, let's do that. And there are a couple of Midwest guys, Barry Switzer and Vince Tobin. Tobin, graduate of the University of Missouri in his second season as head coach. 7-10, 7-9 a year ago. And now Kevin Butler getting ready to kick off as the Cowboys won the toss, and they will go from shadow to sunlight. And Herschel Walker back to return it, and he had a terrific season last year when he averaged almost 28 yards per kickoff return. Still a formidable opponent.
And he'll get some returns tonight because Kevin Butler kicks it pretty short.
How warm do you like your football?
Not this warm.
Last year was 101, so we've topped that mark. And we had a cool breeze whip through the air in 95 and 94. Butler. And this will be returned, and it's on the left side. Brock Marion.
Tackle by Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards with the tackle, and Troy Aikman. Tonight he is starting his 115th regular season game. That is a Cowboy record. He's joined by Smith and Johnston, Anthony Miller, Michael Irvin, the wideouts, and Eric Bjornsson is the tight end up front. Shiver in the middle, the guards Newton and Allen, Tuanay and Williams at tackles. Shiver over the ball on first down and 10. Johnston in motion. Emmitt Smith, big hole. Matt Darby got him and saved the bunch. It's an 11-yard gain. Longest of the young season for Emmitt. Bankston and Rice on the outside. Swan and Bernard Wilson at the tackles for the Cardinals. Ronald McKinnon replaces Eric Hill in the middle. Hill out for at least a month with a broken leg. And the cornerbacks, the rookie Tom Knight. Watch for him to get a lot of action tonight. First and 10, Dallas. Smith goes left across the 50 to the 48.
Well, there are some great individual matchups tonight. We talked a little bit about Eric Swan. Mark mentioned him in the opening. And we talked about Aeneas Williams going against Michael Irvin. Whenever Michael Irvin comes out of the huddle, you're going to see Aeneas Williams following him out. And that guy is going to move all over the place. He's lined up over the center, which is a change for them.
Second down and 6. Billy Davis is in. That's Davis in motion. Aikman into the flat for Johnston. Tackle is made by Tom Knight, and what has now become a universal roar welcomes Johnston when he gets the ball.
That moose call, and it comes from everywhere. When you look at this offense by Dallas right now, they're winning the psychological battle. They've only had 3 plays, but in those 3 plays, it was the first down by Emmitt Smith. Second play, Emmitt gets 4 or 5 yards. Then they turn and they throw it out of the backfield. So basically, they're dictating to the defense thus far in this football game, Pat.
What is it about the moose thing, though? I mean, the guys, they buy the ticket, they pay whatever it is, and they come in, they just love to say moose around the league. I mean, it's kind of fun, but maybe that's why they do it. I guess it's just fun. Moose.
That's it.
Moose. Made it by a smidgen. Huh?
Smidgen, yeah. It was the right side of the smidgen that time. First and 10, Dallas. 13 in a row, Dallas over the Cardinals.
And it's really, really important for the Cardinals to keep this game close early if they're going to have a chance to win this ball game.
Dallas now with a first down at the 42. Again, a 3-wide result. That's Bjornsson, the tight end. They hand it to Smith. He gets a heck of a block from Johnson. Goes around the corner to the 35. The Moose and Mark Tuanay out on the left tackle spot.
And that is a great play by Tuanay. Whenever a tackle can seal the outside, you're going to get a little help out here. Watch the Moose come and just seal the linebacker right there, and it opens up the shot for Emmitt to get around the corner and turn his shoulders north and south.
Mark Tuanay in his 15th season having come to this ball club in 1983 as an undrafted free agent defensive tackle from the University of Hawaii.
And it's something about those free agent defensive tackles. Joe Jacoby was one with the Redskins, and he lasted 12 years at left tackle. So for Tuanei to do this 15 years playing the left tackle position, that's quite an accomplishment.
You know, we talk so much about that class of 83, and it's almost always in the context of great quarterbacks, with Elway and Marino still there. But Tuanei and Bill Bates, fellow free agents, playing in their 15th season together. That's the second longest tandem in the NFL history.
Are you saying that you guys always overlook the offensive linemen?
No. We're learning. There's Billy Bates.
You will let us. I know that.
I have a feeling that won't happen this year. Maybe in previous seasons, Mark. 2nd and 3 at the 35. Smith. And he's got enough yardage to move the chain again.
You know, Barry Sanders may be the best running back in the National Football League in space, but Emmitt Smith is the best running back in traffic, because there was not a lot of daylight there. And the good ones create some daylight when it's not there, and that run Emmitt Smith did.
Last week, Emmitt Smith with 69 yards, but those came on 26 carries. He's got 27 already tonight on 4.
Yeah, that was the only question mark, I think, coming out of the Dallas win last week was, hey, can they still run the ball on this opening drive? Emmitt Smith is answering that question.
Cowboys are going to spend a timeout as they broke the huddle late. So Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin saddle up and head over to chat with Barry Switzer. We'll be right back. For this one is put in the books. It was not sold out in time to lift the blackout, but the Cowboys have accounted for 4 of the 5 largest crowds to ever witness games for the Cardinals here. 1st and 10, Dallas. Shiver over the ball. Aikman play action. Looks deep right side. He's got Bjornsson open. And Bjornsson bobbles, then holds on, and is down at the 1.
Worst possible scenario for the Cardinals. The Cowboys, on their opening drive, put together a lengthy drive and get themselves in real scoring position. Yeah, one of the things the Cowboys have been able to do over the years, not only pass protect, which it did great here and really well last week in Pittsburgh, is run a lot of play action fakes because they run the ball so well. And Bjornsson on that little wheel route runs a fan and then a flat route, then goes deep.
29 yards on the catch, 1st and goal. Emmitt Smith deep back in the eye. He has 109 rushing touchdowns in 108 regular season games. And he'll give the play action fake, and Bjornsson makes the grab in for the touchdown.
Almost dealer's choice on that play. The Moose was also wide open. But when you get in this situation, every Cardinal defender is looking for Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith. The little play action pass, he's wide open in the end zone. He drops the ball to the tight end, Bjornsson.
There was a flag on the far side of the field, which we just noticed. And it's coming back. Bernie Kukar is our referee tonight. Looks like Barry might be a smidgen upset.
Just a smidgen.
No, that's more than a smidgen. Yeah.
And we'll find out against whom it was called.
So the Cardinals, if they could just at least force a field goal attempt on this drive, it would be a tremendous win. But for Vince Tobin's team, they got to hang in there early. They cannot play a high-scoring game against the Cowboys and win.
Well, this one's taking them a little time to decipher. And here's Bernie Kukar.
Holding 81 on the offense. That penalty is declined. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 22 on the offense, removing his helmet.
Yep.
That's 15 yards. That penalty is accepted.
It's the old Emmett rule. There's Scott Galbraith, number 81. They're going to call the hold on him. Actually, it was a tackle, not a hold. And then a little bit later, Emmitt Smith took off his helmet. We talked to him this summer, and he said he was never going to take that thing off on the field. They might take the rest of his uniform off. The helmet was going to stay on.
It is the Emmett rule.
Yeah.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. We've seen it twice in 2 games now.
Well, hopefully he learned from the situation and it won't happen again.
So that moves the ball back to the 15-yard line, just outside thereof. It's officially 1st and 16. Backs are split. Johnson left. Emmitt Smith to the right. Aikman across the middle. Crossing pattern to Michael Irvin. He gets to the 12. And Ron McKinnon, number 57, was in the area.
One of the really good matchups is to get Michael Irvin and Aeneas Williams. Aeneas is right here, but he's going to play a zone defense and not actually run. He stays outside. But it's a little stop and go move. Good coverage there by McKinnon. They're going to work on him because of the absence of Eric Hill, but McKinnon responds.
Michael Irvin's 2 greatest days as a receiver both came against the Cardinals. One at 210 yards last year, here 198. Emmitt Smith tries to cut loose left. Went over blocks of Nate Newton and Tuanay that time on the left side. And they went right at Simeon Rice, and it was Rice who made the tackle.
If the Cardinals can hold them on 3rd down to a field goal, it would be a great momentum builder for this football team. After last week blowing an 8-point lead in Cincinnati, getting beat virtually in the last minute of the football game, for them to come out against the Cowboys and have it 1st and goal on the 1-yard line virtually, and to hold them and push them back to a field goal, that means a lot to this football team.
Irvin goes left. Billy Davis is wide right. Anthony Miller is not in the game. Flag is down. Aikman deep, incomplete.
Oh, good coverage by Tom Knight, number 22. Really good coverage. Their number 1 draft pick, a guy that, that'll be declined. That will be declined.
Illegal formation. Number 79 on the offense is not on the line of scrimmage. A penalty is declined. 4th down.
Good 3rd down play, defensive play by the Cardinals right there, really led by Tom Knight.
Now Richie Cunningham comes on, the rookie field goal kicker. He hit 3 of 3 last week in his debut. He's 27 years of age, out of southwestern Louisiana, trying to add to a list of Cowboy field goals. As a team, they have made 30 in a row in regular season, 37 in a row, counting the playoffs. Make it 38. And Richie Cunningham is 4 for 4 for the season. But a moral victory for the Cardinals. The Cowboys have 1st and goal and settle for 3. 9:16 remaining 1st quarter, and the Cowboys getting ready to kick off now. Toby Goen, who had 4 of his 7 kickoffs last week in his first game with Dallas, go as touchbacks. And this one will be returned from 101. They fake the reverse. It's Kevin Bowie. And Bowie is out to the 25-yard line. Make the handoff to former Cowboy Kevin Williams. And here come the Cardinals now with Kent Graham in his first full season as a starter in the pros. And he has McElroy and centers in the backfield. Rob Moore and Frank Sanders, the wideouts, and the tight end is Pat Carter. And up front, Mike Devlin at center, Selby and Redmond, Lomas Brown. Watch them go left behind Lomas Brown. McElroy for a quick 5 out to the 30-yard line. Defensively for the Cowboys, they were superb last week. And they will line up with Tolbert and Shante Carver on the edges. Chad Hennings and Tony Casillas. The linebackers are Godfrey, the rookie Dexter Coakley, and Strickland. And in the secondary, maybe the best pair of cornerbacks in the league, Deion Sanders and Kevin Smith.
Yeah, take the maybe away from there. They are.
2nd down, 5. Flip formation, both wide receivers go right, and Larry Centers splits out to the left. Woodson's on him. This one intended for Centers, in and out of his hands, and he was there. Passed a little bit high, but catchable.
Again, really early in the ball game, and Dallas is only by 3 points mark, but, you can't, for the Cardinals, have a 3-and-out on that opening series. And again, that's not the start you can have against the Cowboys and hope to win.
And not only that, Pat, it's very frustrating to an offensive football team when you tell them you're going to pound the football, eat up the clock, but on 2nd and 5, they come out and they throw the football.
Anthony Edwards joins Moore and Sanders on 3rd and 5. Shotgun formation. Sanders in motion. Bobbled and dropped. That's 2 that should have been caught.
Yep.
And they aren't, and it's 3-and-out for the Arizona Cardinals.
3-and-out, and then you're punting the ball to Deion Sanders. Again, defensively, it was a tough start for the Cardinals. Offensively, a tough start, 3-and-out. He had to adjust it, but it was catchable. He would have picked up the first down.
Omar Stoutmeyer was defending them, the nickelback, and Deion Sanders, who had a 38-yard return last week, waits at the 27. The putter is veteran Jeff Fiegels. That's fairly high. Fair catch called by Sanders at the 29. Hang time of 4.7, a 41-yard punt. But the most important factor in that one is zip on the return. All right, Vince, Arizona down by 3. Packers victims in the salary cap, it would appear.
Yeah.
They decided not to re-sign Chris Jackie.
And then whether the regular kicker, Conway's hurt, he's out.
Right. And Longwell missed the shot today. 1st and 10. Break up the Buccaneers.
Can you believe that? They're leading the division.
I think it's terrific. Go get him, Tony Dungy.
I keep adjusting the tint on my television set every time I see him.
Well, they still got bad uniforms. Here's Aikman, first down, across the middle. Bjornsson appears to be his favorite target tonight.
The reason why Troy Aikman is so good in this offense is his offensive line gives him all the time in the world to throw this football. The cushion between the line and quarterback. Watch this. Troy's able to step up. No one's even close to him or touching him. He steps up in the pocket. The tight end comes across the middle. Easy pitch and catch between quarterback and tight end.
Gain of 18 for Eric Bjornsson. Darby with a tackle. Let's take a look at the Foot Locker scoring drive. This was Dallas's first drive of the night, and it went 10 plays. Took 5 minutes and 44 seconds, covered 57 yards, and Cunningham got the field goal from 24 yards out. Eric Bjornsson, who was a wide receiver at the University of Washington, began his career there as a quarterback, actually started the last 3 games of his junior season.
You love those Swedes, don't you?
Bjornsson, yes, absolutely.
BJ to begin his name.
No doubt born near a fjord. 1st and 10. Emmitt Smith, whoa! As we said, there are as many Cowboy fans as Cardinal fans.
There is no running back in the National Football League that is untouched past the line of scrimmage more than Emmitt Smith. Didn't happen. He's going to create a big old crease here. Didn't happen so much last week against Pittsburgh. But Larry Allen, number 73, just blows Ronald McKinnon away. I mean, McKinnon said to us yesterday, Mark, the thing about Larry Allen, he blows people up. He just got blown up.
Larry Allen, all-pro right guard. 50 yards already for Smith. Billy Davis in motion. Play action for Aikman. Screen pass, Johnson. Left side. And accompanied by the Moose call, he gets inside the 30 to the 29 as Aeneas Williams went down low to make the tackle. Go back and take another look at Larry Allen, the right guard.
Here he is, number 7. He's going to come out here and just bury the middle linebacker. I mean, he has become the dominant offensive lineman in the National Football League and the dominant offensive lineman for this team.
And the thing is about this block, it's 350 or 60 pounds against 240. It just doesn't mix.
Yeah.
That 360 will win every time.
2nd down and 5. Anthony Miller stays on the Cowboy bench with a bad hamstring. And here's Moose. Fumble.
Yeah.
That's a fairly rare occurrence.
He was meased.
Maybe goosed.
I knew you'd come up with a better one than I. You always do. Show off.
Who got it? To it appears Shiver recovered, so the Cowboys maintain possession, and they will have 3rd down.
You watch the defense. Arizona wanted to stack the Moose and Emmett up, and you get a devastating hit by Eric Swan coming across the middle, filling across the face of Larry Allen. He's the one that put the hit on the Moose and knocked that ball out of here, but the Cardinals just weren't able to come up with it.
Third down, 5. Aikman is 5 of 6 in the early going. Stunts by the defense. Flip it out. And it's incomplete, intended for Emmitt Smith on the little flare pattern out of the backfield. He was probably the third receiver on that pattern.
It might have been a stunt by the defense by Arizona, but it was like a confused stunt because, one, they didn't get penetration or close to Troy Aikman, and two, they kind of ran into each other. They've been working on different schemes to go against Troy Aikman and put pressure on this offense, and they need to do a better job than what they did on that last play.
You know, there's something you don't see too much. Troy Aikman screaming at Emmitt Smith. I mean, you do that. But the thing about Troy Aikman, he leads this team. He's not afraid to say that to anybody.
Richie Cunningham from 47 yards out. Bjornsson will hold. That's perfect. And Cunningham has gotten off to a sensational start in his second attempt to play for the Cowboys. He lost in a shootout to Boniol in 1994. Probably better than 70,000 on hand at Sun Devil Stadium here to watch the Cowboys and the Cardinals. And the Dallas Cowboys up 6-0 now. Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman having words. There's really a one-sided conversation.
It usually is when you get into it with the quarterback, particularly Troy Aikman. But, you know, Aikman is not afraid to let his teammates know. He's done it with Michael Irvin, and he did it right there with Emmitt Smith.
Now Toby Cohen will kick off for the second time. And there's one reason they love this kid. He not only kicks it 9 yards deep, it's got a hang time of about 4.5 seconds. And let's go back and revisit the key matchup, Larry Allen and Eric Swan.
You know, for real football fans, this is going to be a fun one to watch all evening. Now, early on, you're going to see Larry Allen, number 73, get the better of Eric Swan. And sometimes you have to double team him. You get Eric Swan and Larry Allen, Eric Williams on him. But then Eric Swan is the one who caused the fumble by Moose as he got his helmet in there. But that is going to be one of those matchups that's really going to define this football game.
Thank you. And Kevin Bowie in the backfield now for the Cardinals. So 2 new running backs. And this is Kevin Bowie, number 33, his first carry of the season. He totes a 230-pound package on that frame, so he's a little heavier than McElroy and LaShawn Johnson. But he's going to carry that package over to the bench right now.
On first down, they want to double and triple team him in this running game. And first, you take the big guy and you hit him right in the mouth. Then you get the smaller guys like centers. And then Leland McElroy, he's the smallest guy out there, so he's a little piglet out there. He'll get a couple carries third.
Oh, you get to answer the mail. Graham. Flag is down. The catch is made. So we'll check the infraction thrown on the far side. Pat Carter, number 80, made the grab.
Well, you know, for Kent Graham, Vern, this is an important game for him. I mean, he has to answer the bell. And when I say that, it doesn't necessarily mean he has to throw for 300 yards. But he can't turn the ball over, and he has to play well on third downs.
Number 75 on the defense. That's a 5-yard penalty, still second down.
That's Tony Casillas. Well, I'll give you a comparison in experience for these two. Kent Graham is 28 years old. Tonight he's getting his 25th start since he was in high school.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, the last time he opened a season as a starting quarterback was in high school.
That was at Wheaton North in Illinois.
Home of Red Grange.
Red Grange.
Yeah, there you go.
And Chuck Long. I didn't know which one you had in mind there. 2nd and 3. Kevin Bowie, number 33. And Dexter Coakley, the rookie from Appalachian State, makes the tackle. Well, we've got a good one next Sunday night. We'll go cross country. It'll be just a small degree cooler. What? Jets in a small degree. I didn't know where I was going.
That was terrible.
I was trying not to use smidgen there. The Jets and the Patriots. Drew Bledsoe, 4 more touchdowns today. He's thrown for 8 and has yet to be intercepted. The Jets lost to Buffalo, but there will be some emotion in Foxborough next week. 3rd and 4. Prevent defense and a 3-man rush. Graham scrambles and comes up, I think, about a foot short.
This is the second.
4th down.
No, 2 series, 2 3-and-outs, Mark.
They can't have that. And I'll tell you what surprises me is when you've got a quarterback like Graham, when he's out there, he's 6'5", 250 pounds. It's like a fullback out there running the football, and he can lower his shoulder and just run over someone.
Well, they may go for it now. As a matter of fact, they're going to.
Well, when you've lost 13 in a row to the Cowboys.
I still have to question this. Where they are in field territory, I don't think this is a good call. Possibly they're going to try to get the Cowboys to jump off sides, but I would not take the chance this early in the football game.
From their own 30.
He
got a pretty good spot.
Yeah, from the far side, he got a pretty good mark.
Right foot, left foot.
Yeah. It was the head linesman.
Aaron Pointer. Yep. Got 3 sisters, I've heard of.
And that just goes to show you why I'm up here in the booth or they're down there coaching this football.
I don't know, Mark. I side with you, I think.
Well, Kent Graham, all 246 pounds. I mean, some of the linemen kid him if he puts on a couple more pounds. They're going to substitute him there at right guard, but a powerful guy. And, you know, we spent some time with Kent Graham this week. I liked his poise and his confidence. I mean, he believes he belongs. It's been travail getting here, but he believes he belongs.
That sounds a little bit like a Pointer Sisters song.
I knew you were going to shoehorn that in somehow.
He believes he belongs. Well, they've lost their 9 home openers here. How many quarterbacks have played for the Cardinals since 1988? Neil Lomax was the first to quarterback this team here. The Cowboys were the opponent. Then Gary Hogaboom, a former Cowboy. Tim Rosenbach. Tom Tupa. Whoops, the Cowboys again. Rosenbach again. Eagles were here. Remember Steve Berline, of course, and then Berline the 2nd year in a row. Dave Craig, who had 47 pages in the press guide. Boomer Esiason last year, and it's Graham Cern tonight.
That was the best part of Craig's stay in Arizona is the many pages he had in the press guide. But unfortunately, the 2 years I spent here, I was part of that, and I really don't want to be affiliated with that. But when you look at this team, I mean, 13 starting quarterbacks and 5 head coaches, and hey, this team has just been mired in turmoil throughout their existence in Arizona. And now it's time for them to pick it up, and they think this is a type of football game, if they can beat the Cowboys, that'll erase all the doubt.
1st and 10. Graham with time. Good coverage from Brock Marion, number 31.
The Cowboys' defensive game plan is so beautiful in its simplicity. I mean, they lock Deion Sanders up on one receiver, Kevin Smith on the other, walk Darren Woodson, the strong safety, up a lot, and they play kind of 9-on-9 inside. But this guy, it's incredible. I was really staggered this week talking to the Cardinals, how they said everybody said we are not going to throw the ball to his side at all.
2nd and 10. That's Rob Moore in motion, number 85. Handoff goes to McElroy. He fumbles. Ball is loose on the ground, and we'll see who got this one. Darren Woodson forced it. The Cardinals recover.
And you know, Vern and Mark, I think that's a mistake, not challenging Deion Sanders a little bit in the course of the game. I don't think you can do that. McElroy's Darren Woodson gets his helmet right there. Hustling Cardinal makes the recovery. But do you agree with me? I think you have to challenge him some.
You have to, and I think you have to take shots at him, at least get the respect of the offense towards Deion.
3rd and 9. Shotgun. 3-man rush again. Graham, deep left side, incomplete. Woodson covering Sanders, and the crowd murmurs.
But the thing about Deion Sanders that makes him so dangerous, I think, and why there's so much fear about throwing the ball to his side, is that what he does if the ball's thrown to his area. You know, incomplete pass, knocked away, no big deal. But when he intercepts it, it's a touchdown. You can throw 4 balls to his side. He may knock down 3, but the 4th, he's going to return for a touchdown. That's the fear of Deion Sanders.
Feagles on to punt again. Nice and high again. Sanders drifts over, calls for the fair catch again. So Jeff Feagles has certainly done his part tonight. A 49-yard punt and zip on the return. 1:01 to go in the first quarter of play, and Dallas leads it by 6. Well, this Tuesday night, TNT proud to present a movie that won 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. Meryl Streep, Robert Redford. It was a beautiful movie, Out of Africa. You can see it again Tuesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, the new classics on TNT. From the 19-yard line in a 6-0 lead, Aikman brings them up. Billy Davis in motion. The handoff to Emmitt Smith. He gets 2 to the 21.
And Eric Swan is there to make the play.
I think Swanee's really picked it up, Pat, because in the beginning of the game, Big Larry Allen was knocking him around. He was getting help. But now Swanee told us, he said, I'm going to wear the big fella out. I'm going to finesse him early. It's almost like a rope-a-dope. I'm going to finesse him early, and then I'm going to come back and get him late. And here, Larry Allen tries to turn him, but Swanee fights off the block, holds his ground, and makes the tackle. Excellent defensive stop.
Jameer Miller was also in the area, the outside linebacker, who has taken the place of Seth Joyner. Second down and 8, 6-0 on 2 Cunningham field goals. Aikman down the sidelines, puts it up for Irvin, and Aeneas Williams is right there. It will be Aeneas Williams and Michael Irvin all night long.
And right there you saw all-pro against all-pro. Aeneas Williams had great body control on Michael Irvin. He was shadowing him all over the football field, and here's the tail end of it. Watch Aeneas with his catch-up speed. He's looking at Irvin's eyes. Once Irvin looks at the ball, then he turns around, knocks it right out of there. Outstanding defensive secondary play. Here's another look at it. Now this is poetic. Right there, just knocking that ball away. Aeneas Williams, Pro Bowler.
Anthony Miller back in the lineup now on 3rd down. Blitz, good pickup, but the pass overthrown for Irvin left side.
Yeah, it was a good pickup, and you know, picked it up is Emmitt Smith. And Emmitt Smith is a good blitz blocker. And you see him kind of pat the guy on the helmet. Emmitt Smith, I mean, everybody thinks about him as such a dominating runner, which he is. But watch how he helps here and picks up this blitz. This is 44 McCleskey, who's going to come in and give Troy Aikman a shot.
Well, Pat, it doesn't hurt when you got a 350-pounder out there throwing one of those big meat hooks out there helping you out, and Larry Allen.
First punt of the night now for Toby Goen, and Kevin Williams, the former Cowboy, waits for it. Backs up and grabs it at the 24. Gets a good block on the corner and is forced out of bounds, and that was dangerously close to a late hit.
It was a flag. There was a flag thrown.
Well in the vicinity of the Cowboy bench. Was that the Moose?
Moose? I don't think
That's
so.
That's the Moose. It was the Moose.
Really?
Yeah, when you get a big guy like that running 50, 60 yards, he wants to get a hit on somebody. Watch the Moose. He's going to come all the way across the field. He's going to track down Kevin Williams right here. He ran about 60 yards for a 250-pounder, and he's out of bounds. He's got to pull up right there. He can't hit a guy like that. That should be a penalty.
That'll lead to boost for the Moose.
I see you're developing a theme this evening.
Yeah,
I kind of like it. I kind of like it.
Personal foul, late hit out of bounds on the kicking team, number 48. That's a 15-yard penalty. That is the end of the first quarter.
End of 1. 2 Richie Cunningham field goals for the Cowboys. They lead it 6-0 here in the sun in Tempe, Arizona. Tempe, Arizona. We can't wait for the sun to go down. Got a little ways to go. 102 degrees at kickoff, and no, you will not see those sport coats again tonight.
Yeah, weather only George Hamilton could enjoy.
Mark, what about the Aeneas Williams-Michael Irvin matchup?
I think it's a great matchup for us to watch. These two guys, they're in the prime of their career, and they're both doing great jobs out there, and I think we're seeing an excellent show tonight.
Sanders makes the grab from Kent Graham, and just to revisit the other topic at the beginning of our show, the Larry Allen-Eric Swan matchup, Pat.
It's kind of an even matchup so far. I mean, it looked like Larry got the better of Eric Swan early on, but Swan's come back, caused the fumble, caused some havoc. I mean, you always pay attention to where Eric Swan is.
But Vern, do you still believe this is a dry heat?
I never did buy into that. Second down from the 37-yard line, 38-yard line. McElroy, first down, Cardinals. inside the 35. At the end of the first quarter, statistically, it looked like this. Total yards, 115 to 11. A little less than a half of that game on the ground, and no passing yards for Arizona.
Yeah, and Arizona is lucky that this is just a 6-0 ball game, but they have the best field position of this ball game, and you're only going to get a few opportunities against the Cowboys. And this is the time that you have to seize that opportunity and put some points on the board, preferably touchdowns.
Sanders left, Rob Moore right. Centers and McElroy behind Kent Graham. The blitz is threatened. Cowboys are coming. And it's knocked down in the line of scrimmage. Broderick Thomas.
This is a guy that Dave Campbell, the defensive coordinator, has been very pleased with. A converted outside linebacker, and now he's playing defensive end. He's right here, 51. Gets that left hand up there. And, you know, what Campbell said is, hey, he's really held up at the end of the bargain as far as playing defensive end for the run, and he gives us a lot more foot speed at the position.
Chris Gedney and LaShawn Johnson in the lineup now for Arizona. Blitz again. Larry Centers steps over the scrimmage line and gets to the 30-yard line to set up a third down. And it looks like it'll be 7 needed for the first down.
And, Mark, this is where we were talking about Kent Graham earlier. What he has to do is play good third down football. And he faces about a 3rd and 7 here.
And he has to be smart. And he can't continue to look at Larry Centers because the Cowboys know that they're going to go after Larry Centers, so they'll probably double team him. So he's got to stand tall in the huddle and get rid of that ball downfield.
And what does he confront? Last week, Pittsburgh was 1 of 11 on third downs against the Cowboys. Five-man rush. Graham with time. And Charlie Williams, number 42, knocked it away from Frank Sanders.
Well, that looked like a pretty good throw to me. But look at the depth in the Cowboy defensive backs. Here is Frank Sanders against Charlie Williams. He was getting tugged on in the back. He was getting tugged. He's looking for the flag, which you probably should have gotten.
There is a flag.
Okay, thank you.
That's a 5-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. The Cardinals were talking about this to us yesterday, that the Cowboy defensive backs, and they said, particularly Kevin Smith, hold on every pass play. And they were going to talk to the officials before the game. And Kevin Smith said, you know, I know they talk to these officials, and sometimes they call them against me because they do that.
1st and 10 after the 5-yard penalty. Graham pumps once. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Defensive holding.
Great play, though. That's a touchdown if he didn't tackle him. That's a smart play by Kevin Smith.
You bet. And when Kevin Smith's out there, he knows going into a game he's going to get called at least once or twice for interference. In a situation like that, why not take the guy out? Because if not, as Pat stated, it's going to be 6.
Yeah, and Dick Jamieson really changed it up. Because last week, there's the pass interference. Last week, Dick Jamieson, the offensive coordinator.
Pass interference, number 26 on the defense.
Watch the pump fake, sets it up, because they threw a bunch of slants last week, so they run a slant post. There's the slant fake. Kevin Williams sees it. Was driving on the slant pattern. Still think it's the wise penalty there, otherwise it's maybe a touch.
And it is called interference and not holding. It's 1st and goal inside the 10. Here comes McElroy, touchdown. It was set up on a 15-yard return and a penalty on Moose Johnson. Now there is a player down. It's Rob Selby, number 74, the left guard.
And Vern, for the 2nd week in a row, Larry Centers throws the lead block that springs Leland McElroy for the touchdown. Good block there by Devlin, number 62 as well. But there's the lead block. That's Larry Centers in front, and McElroy scoots behind it. There he is, right there. It's kind of a screen block, if you will. Effective nonetheless.
That was a nice moving circle of yours.
Yeah, it was. It's
very good.
Rob Selby, left guard. and in obvious agony. So while he receives medical attention, we'll take a break. Cardinals have a chance to go on top if the extra point is good. The snap at Rob Selby, the injured player, received assistance as he headed to the sideline, and we'll get a report. Dishman has taken his place. Now Kevin Butler out of Jeff Fiegel's hole to give Arizona the lead. And that caps a 46-yard drive. 2 minutes and 9 seconds. A touchdown run from McElroy. 7-6, Arizona. If you perchance like to play that game separated at birth, how about Peter Boyle and Rob Selby? It's a movie thing.
Yeah, I can tell.
Walker. Nice flying tackle. Tommy Bennett, number 28, and Kwame Lassiter. It was Bennett who flew at him first. McElroy gets the 10-yard run. A huge block from Devlin, and then another one from Centers. 46 yards. It was set up on the punt return by the former Cowboy, Kevin Williams.
And now the Cardinals have really avoided what they were really fearing is the early knockout punch. I mean, we have a close ball game, and that's the way they have to play this thing through 4 quarters.
Troy Aikman. Billy Davis back in the set for the Dallas Cowboys. Aikman right side, one hopper, contact, ruled incidental contact. That's the #1 draft pick out of Iowa, Tom Knight.
The Cowboys said they were going to take their shots at Tom Knight, but the matchup they really wanted was Anthony Miller, and he's not available to play today. He's got a tight left hamstring, so he's not on the football field, but Tom Knight is rising to the occasion. Last week against Cincinnati, played very well for 3.5 quarters, but it was the last 2 minutes of the game where he got defeated, and he was thrown out for the winning touchdown.
Michael Irvin comes near side, and Aeneas Williams on him. Davis, top of your screen, in motion. Handoff, Emmitt Smith, hit at the line, spins, drives across the 25, and is down at the 28-yard line. Well, Dallas with a multitude of opportunities in the first quarter, and a little frustrated right now.
They're definitely frustrated. Look at Emmett right there. He's yelling at his teammates around to get him some blocks. He's saying probably block Eric Swan because every time I touch the ball, he's on my jersey.
Well, the thing is, this team has such high expectations. They're very demanding of their own performance, and that leads to some frustration.
3rd and 5. Bjornsson splits out wide to the right, top of the screen. This is Johnston in motion. Cardinals are blitzing. Aikman with good protection. No! It breaks down, and Simeon Rice got to him.
Yeah, that was pretty good coverage downfield because Troy Aikman had a hold on to that ball. Was not sacked last week. Is rarely sacked. Only 18 times all last year. Simeon Rice down here against Mark Tuinei gets on the edge of him and then cuts back inside. So it was first the speed on the edge, and then the cutback inside allowed Rice to get to Troy Aikman, but good coverage.
Simeon Rice, the 2nd pick in last year's draft, and he had a stellar rookie season with 12.5 sacks. Here's Toby Goen with a kick, and Kevin Williams waits for it. This time, a fair catch taken at the 27.5-yard line. A 50-yard punt for Goen. Nothing on the return. Cardinals lead it over the Cowboys by 1. All right, Vince, I guess they're still letting Keith pick his own clothes.
And Vince Cellini, our resident Mills Lane of the studio, but Vince is the best in the business. I enjoyed the 2 years I worked with him, and he's doing a fantastic job as usual.
Oh, you're sucking up to the studio again. That doesn't work out here. 1st and 10.
Seamless.
Right side, incomplete. Coverage from Darren Woodson then. And Aaron Graham has moved in at left tackle for Rob Selby now, alongside of Mike Devlin. Let's check in with Craig Sager.
Well, Vern, the Cardinals on this drive without left guard Rob Selby. He suffered a contusion to the back, got a knee in the back. He was cleared by the doctors to go back in, but moments ago he just went into the training room. He wants to put a brace on it and also some ice packs. But apparently he is all right, no serious injury.
This is Carl Mock, who is the offensive line coach. For years he played center for the Houston Oilers. I know of no man in this great country of ours who hates the Cowboys more than him. Second and 10. Centers in trouble. It'll be third and long.
You know, if the Cardinals are going to become a complete team and really turn the corner and ultimately become a playoff team, Larry Centers is going to have to develop more as a runner. I mean, he's a wonderful, wonderful pass receiver. 200 passes, Mark, you mentioned that he caught over the last couple of years. But he said to us yesterday, I have to develop more as a runner.
And, Pat, he needs to get help out of the front five up front. This Arizona team does not have depth. They've got rookies or two-year players behind them. And right now, it's going to be instrumental for this line to get together as a group and play well.
Third and 9. Blitz again. Graham with time gets hit as he lets it go, and it's incomplete. And Graham was popped by Daryl Hardy and Dexter Coakley.
Okay, one thing about Kent Graham, he is a tough guy. He took some shots last week, and I think he is trying to, define himself as a quarterback. And I think his teammates at least know after last week and what he took just there that he's tough enough to be a quarterback in the NFL. And believe me, that's part of it.
Jeff Feagles on to punt for the fourth time. Deion Sanders waits. This will be the third punt. None has been returned, but this one has a chance. A flag is down. Sanders out of bounds at the 49, but check the flag at the 20.
You can see a flag right there. There is a flag, right? Brock Marion.
Shuttlecock.
Right? There's another one right there. We've got him coming from here, and we've got him right here, too.
Holding number 28 on the kicking team. The penalty is declined. First down.
Joe Avezzano, the special teams coach, longtime special teams coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Well, Deion Sanders' first return gives the Cowboys wonderful field position. So you think this job is all glamour and excitement, huh?
Illegal in many parts of Utah, and that's the assistant trainer, isn't it, Mark?
Yeah, you can make sure that's not the head trainer. That's the assistant doing that job.
Reminds me of a punchline to a joke. What? And leave show business? And let's take a look now at the GMC truck leaderboard. Scott Mitchell in a losing effort, 331 yards, and the Redskins could not stop Jerome Bettis today. Wesley Walls, 7 for 147, off to another good start. That game a little closer, Carolina and Atlanta, than folks thought it would be. Double tight end set now. David LaFleur is in on 2nd and 4. Emmett Smith weaves his way to the 42.5. That'll be short of the first down.
Remember now, Dallas has had 2 straight 3-and-outs as they face this third down. And for the Cardinals, generally you get 12 series a game. And for the Cardinals, Dave McGinnis, the defensive coordinator, what they're really looking for is 3 or 4 3-and-outs, maybe a turnover or 2, and play good third down defense. That's Dave McGinnis, the defensive coordinator. If his defense can do that, the Cardinals can win this game.
Johnston and Smith in the backfield. Aikman has to call timeout, and he is disgusted as he heads toward the sidelines. That is the second Dallas timeout. They've got one left.
He and Dan Marino really do get disgusted at times with themselves, with the way things are going, but generally both of them respond. And you think,
well, if you have, they put it in front of me and I read it.
There you go. Go ahead.
If you think these players are tough, check out TNT's newest Man of Steel. The king of Segway here, guys. Watch Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, every Monday through Saturday night at 7 o'clock Eastern, exclusively on TNT.
Yeah, we talked about the Cardinals playing good third down defense. They have. The Cowboys are 0 for 4 on third down as they face their 5th here. This is a really big down for Dave McGinnis' defense.
3rd and 2. I think he said come with the house. They're doing it. Blitz. Connection is made. 1st down, Dallas. I swear I thought McGinnis was yelling come with the house.
Well, they did come with a blitz. Yep. Absolutely.
Michael Irvin with the grab, and it's a 1st down, Dallas at the 40.
Yeah, you're going to see guys coming in off the corners with Jameer Miller. Again, the thing about Troy Aikman is if you give him a little soft spot, sooner or later he's going to find it. He did there on that 3rd down.
Ball is just inside the 40. Cowboys trail by 1. 8:15 to go 1st half. I formation this time. Play action. Aikman steps up and comes deep left side for Bjornsson.
Well, that was the same pass burn they ran earlier in the game when Bjornsson caught it for, I think it was 22 yards or something. That little wheel route.
It's been a long time in my memory that I can remember Troy Aikman being this frustrated. When he sets back in the pocket, his feet just don't seem to be right. He set back that time and then ran up through into the pocket to throw the ball, and he just didn't look like the Troy Aikman in the pocket where he just stands, turns, and fires.
Hit 5 of his first 6, only 1 of his last 6. 2nd and 10. David LaFleur is in at tight end. Emmett Smith, big hole at right tackle.
Yeah, when you usually run over to Eric Williams' side, which is the right tackle, you're going to find a hole. Eric Williams, Larry Allen that side, and you mentioned David LaFleur, Vern at tight end. Right over here on this side. David LaFleur at the top. They really believe the rookie can help them run strong side. A terrific down block by Eric Williams. Huge holder.
Well, at 6'7", 280, David LaFleur had 5 pancake blocks last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
He keeps track of that.
Allen and Williams, the Pro Bowlers on the right side. LaFleur is out now. Bjornsson back in. It's 3rd and 4. Quick setup. On a line, they find Michael Irvin for the 1st down at the 28-yard line. Well, the Cowboys have enriched themselves running right. Emmett Smith, only 1,200 yards last year, but 1,700 the year before. And when you've got those big guys to the right side, why not?
Now, this pass play is virtually indefensible when you look at the offense of the Dallas Cowboys. Those are the big fellas up front. They're on the right side. They're getting the smash mouth football. When you add that up, hey, I'd like to have the scale that weighs these two guys at right guard and right tackle because I know they're a smidgen over 326.
Good. A convert. 1st and 10. Blitz. Aikman in the corner right. Williams and Irvin.
Oh, my.
He did it again. No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
He caught it, but he was out. But you know what?
I mean, you can't be surprised at anything the guy does.
You're right. And great coverage, though, by Aeneas Williams. But the thing about Michael Irvin, he catches more passes with less space than any guy I've ever seen. I mean, even when he's covered, he's open. If that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah. And when you look at Michael Irvin, he goes to the huddle when he's double covered and triple covered. He says, Troy, I'm open. Throw me the ball. Well, this is just a case in the scenario of Michael Irvin. When he's one-on-one, they say throw him the ball, and Troy looks to him no matter who's covering if he's single covered.
2nd and 10. In the backfield, Emmett Smith is buried. Yeah. It'll be 3rd and 11. Eric Swan.
Yeah, Eric Swan, I believe, is the worst kind of defender to try to block because he can overwhelm you with power or just blow right by you with quickness at 313 pounds. He's right in here. Again, that's that matchup. He and Larry Allen disengages, keep fighting down the line. Bernard Wilson really got a piece of him first.
Now Stepfret Williams comes in to the receiver corps. Again, Anthony Miller hobbled by a hamstring. Not on the field. It's 3rd and 10. A 3-man rush. They drop 8. And they go right but that's short of the first down. J.J. McCleskey was covering on Steph Brett Williams.
But I don't know if you saw the punch, Mark, that Eric Williams gave in a block, when I mean a punch, kind of a power punch, to Eric Swan that time on the pass rush. I mean, just kind of stunned him very early in that rush.
And that's just perfect offensive line technique. Whenever you get a werewolf over you like Eric Swan, you got to hit him right in the chest, and you got to get the leverage on him, and you got to get your hands on him before he gets his hands on yours, because once he grabs you, he's just going to throw you to a side.
Richie Cunningham, perfect this season, his third of the night. Maintains perfection. Young man from Terrebonne, Louisiana, where he said his parents were not fans of Happy Days. He is now. 37 yards, and the Cowboys reclaim the lead.
It was Tony Kornheiser of the Washington Post today had a funny thing to say. You know, if you're trying to turn the Cowboys around and turn their image around, you hire Richie Cunningham as your kicker. The All-American kid.
And let's check in with Craig Sager.
Hey, Vern, I'm down here at the end zone where the grounds crew actually has their own weather station here. And what interesting point I was just told is that the humidity is 28%. Normally it's 14%. So Mark May, who's played here at this time of the year, knows what they're talking about when they try to tell you it's a dry heat. That may not be very humid for Atlanta standards, but it certainly is for here. And if you notice Emmitt Smith later, his whole right side is all red from the paint. The paint that they put on the field for the logos did not dry in time. Normally it's like putting it in the dryer, but it's still wet one day later. Vern?
I talked to Arizona Cardinals owner Bill Bidwell, and I asked him, what about the Cowboys cooling off? He said, we'll give them a 10-pound block of ice, let them watch it melt, and they can cool off that way.
Toby Goen with his second touchback tonight. Barry Switzer telling us last night that he loved this young man from Jacksonville, Texas, because of that dimension. The touchback in the first game, Goen equaled the number of touchbacks they had as a team a year ago.
Yeah, he's quite an athlete. He wins a 4.4 40-yard dash.
About your speed,
yeah,
right?
Well, downhill, yeah. That was the 20-yard dash.
Oh, the interesting thing, Toby Goen said he did not play any sport other than football and soccer. He was not a track athlete.
Yeah, looks like the guy that carries my groceries out at the market, though. That a little young.
That one caught by Larry Centers in front of Randall Godfrey, number 56. 4:43 to go first half. Vince, Keith, and Sean coming up at halftime for all the news, scores, and highlights of the day. That is on the Wrangler halftime report. 2nd and 7. McElroy goes left. Coakley, oh boy! That 5'9" rookie from Appalachian State was all over that.
And that's team speed, defensive team speed. Leland McElroy is a young running back in his second year in the NFL. You follow your blockers. He didn't follow his blockers. He took it upon himself to not follow the blocking scheme and cut the ball to the left and try to get to the perimeter and outrun the defense. Well, against the Dallas Cowboy defense, that's just not going to happen with their defensive speed.
3rd down. Blitz. Graham. Oops. Fumble. Picked up by the Cowboys. Touchdown. Chad Hennings, the one-time Air Force pilot. Darren Woodson on the blitz. Hit Graham and forced the fumble.
Just when you think you're hanging in there with the Cowboys, they come up with a big play. And they can do it so many ways, not just on offense with those stars. But this time it's an inside blitz, and then Darren Woodson from the outside right there, 28. Now today the best strong safety in the game because he does so many things well, including time his blitz. And Chad Hennings the beneficiary of that blitz.
Not only that, Pat, you've got to go back and question Dick Jamison. On first down, he throws the ball. Their offensive game plan was to pound the ball between the tackles and run left, and they just haven't done that. Now you get yourself in a 3rd and long situation where you have to throw the ball, and this is what happens. Turnover.
Cunningham for the extra point. Cowboys take advantage of the fumble and the touchdown. And let's go back and take another look at the Darren Woodson hit and the Chad Hennings fumble return.
What the Cowboys want to do is confuse young quarterbacks. They did it last week against Pittsburgh. They're doing it right here to Kent Graham, and he's got to look for that. It comes from the blind side, but once he sees those defensive backs come up to the line of scrimmage and wander around, he's got to think in his mind, get rid of the football. I can't have a turnover. Here's the top view. He sees everybody coming. Throw the football because something's going to be coming from the outside, and that's just a young quarterback's mistake. He's only started 9 or 10 NFL football games. He's really just a rookie as a starting quarterback of the Arizona Cardinals.
Chad Hennings, an 11th round draft pick as a future because he had an Air Force obligation, has just scored his first NFL touchdown.
Deep receive for Arizona. Kevin Williams and Bowie.
Kicks off. This one will be returned. Reverse to Kevin Williams, but he's in trouble. Wendell Davis, number 35, stayed at home and made the tackle.
You know, the Cowboys are one of the unique teams in the National Football League because they can beat you on offense, they can beat you on defense, and they can beat you on special teams. This looked like it was going to be promising early on. New Orleans scored last week on a reverse like this on a touchdown, but it was number 35, Wendell Davis, who stayed right in his lane and made the play. Joe Avazano, the special teams coach.
9-point Dallas lead, 3:26 to go before halftime. Blitz. McElroy with a catch. Brock Marion with a tackle, but Kent Graham hit again as he let it go.
And here he is, Dexter Coakley, who's the man hitting Kent Graham. And this guy is emerging, Dexter Coakley. Last week against Pittsburgh, his first game, led the team in tackles, had an interception. Even though he actually wasn't supposed to be on the field on the play, he made the interception.
Graham, quick one. Rob Moore to the 25-yard line, and Brock Marion does a little steer wrestling.
Now that's the type of play that the Arizona Cardinals had success with last week against Cincinnati, and you've got a big wide receiver right there in Rob Moore at 6'3". Here he is. It's just a slant. Boom, make one move, plant, and go inside, and there's Kevin Smith with a hand on him again. He's going to be grabbing all night long. But right there, you get a big wide receiver like that, throw him the ball. It's an easy pitch and catch play by quarterback and wide receiver.
First down and 10, Arizona. Graham, the right foot, incomplete.
You know, it's just kind of funny. I'm watching the other side of the field where Deion Sanders is, and it really must be boring for him. I mean, there's not a lot going on over there, and I don't know, weren't you guys a little surprised? I mean, I know there's such a thing as giving a guy respect, but I think it's sometimes you give a guy too much respect, and you have to challenge him some.
And I agree with you, Pat. At least run at him, and then challenge him with a couple of screens to pound on him, then take your shots at him. But right now, he's just getting lulled to sleep out there. He's out there just having a good time.
Second down and 10. Deion Sanders comes up to press the receiver. Smith plays off on the right side. Quick flip into the flat. That's caught, but Darren Woodson is there to make the tackle of Frank Sanders.
You mentioned Deion Sanders come up and bumping, running, you know, and he just kind of locks on you. It's like if you're a kid, you get peanut butter on the top of your roof, you stuck a peanut butter stuck on the top of your roof. That's what it feels like. I mean, he locks on, and you're just not going to get by him. Or if you do, he's going to catch up.
Well, to a man, you talk about coaches and players and the respect they have for him. And you hear extraordinary athlete over and over and over. 3rd and 7. Charlie Williams is coming with the blitz again.
I like Kent Graham. I mean, the guy plays with a smile on his face.
Right now, he's playing in a bit of pain. 2-minute warning. Cowboys have 3 field goals from Richie Cunningham and a fumble return by Chad Hennings, the defensive tackle, his first ever TD in a Cowboy uniform, and they lead by 9. And third down. For the Cardinals. Three-man rush. Graham will have to run, and then there's a holding call that will accompany all this. Dexter Coakley made the tackle. Looked like Lomas Brown might have reached out and touched someone.
Well, that's really not supposed to happen when you've got 3 rushing defenders and 5 line protectors.
Holding, number 75 on the offense. Penalty is declined, 4th down.
And there's Big Lomas. They're not supposed to get to the quarterback, no matter how long it takes. And you'll see Carl Malk on the sidelines probably jump his offensive line and tell him they're not protecting Kent Graham enough. There's Big Carl. He looks like a happy camper.
Deion Sanders waits for the Jeff Beagle punt. Superb. Sanders at the 8. Back to the 18. A 61-yard Beagles punt. And 11 on the return.
Okay, one of the Cardinal special teams guys, J.J. McCleskey, number 44. He really is a very good player. Their best special teams player. And just about on every punt thus far today, he's been down there trying to make the play. Forces a lot of fair catches because of his hustle, and then ultimately comes back in and makes the tackle, or at least gets a piece of it.
Emmitt Smith stays on the bench here in the final 142, and Sherman Williams comes in, number 20. At the 19 after that 61-yard punt. Troy Aikman brings them to the line of scrimmage. 16-7 Dallas. Williams in the flat. Out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Well, next Sunday night we'll be at Foxborough Stadium as Bill Parcells and the Jets return to Foxborough to take on the undefeated New England Patriots, now being coached by Pete Carroll. Drew Bledsoe with a torrid start to this season.
You know, the amazing thing about Drew Bledsoe's start, 8 touchdowns, no interceptions, which you already mentioned, but those have been to 8 different receivers. A little tidbit for you there,
Way to do your research.
Thank you.
Wow, I'm impressed.
You know, paying attention, guys.
2nd and 4. Aikman. Intentional grounding.
Well,
Jameer Miller was coming from one side.
Well, I'm not so sure. I mean, once you get past the tackle or to the tackle, all you have to do is get the ball to the line of scrimmage. Did he get the ball to the line of scrimmage? That's what they're gonna call. All he has to do is get out to about here. And once he gets out that far, all he has to do is get the ball to the line of scrimmage.
Intentional grounding, number 8 on the offense. Also, loss of down, 3rd down.
He certainly was to the tackle or beyond. May not have gotten the ball to the line of scrimmage.
That could be a very big play to the Arizona Cardinals. Now they've got him backed up. If they can stop him on 3rd down, they're going to get excellent field position and possibly walk away with some points and a momentum builder before halftime.
Stepfront Williams back on the field. Again, Anthony Miller out with a hamstring. Michael Irvin comes near side to resume his battle with Aeneas Williams. Williams is in the slot and Billy Davis wide right. 4-man rush for the Cardinals. Aikman, one hops it to Williams. It'll be 4th down.
Good defensive coverage by the Cardinals again. It's not necessarily the pass rush. I mean, they're getting to him, but it's because of the coverage downfield. And Dave McGinnis, the defensive coordinator, has done a marvelous job here in this first half, getting his defense ready to play. And now their offense is getting good field position.
Definitely. And Dave looks a little worn out. He looks like he's played this game tonight.
Cardinals have 2 timeouts left. 1:25 before the halftime break. And Toby Goen punting for the 3rd time tonight.
Set up to block it.
with good protection. But it is a short kick. That's loose and touched by Kevin Williams.
Did he touch it?
Or did he not? Bill Bates is in the area.
Well, they're saying he did. They're saying he touched the ball and the Cowboys recovered it. I tell you, that is a grievous error.
And I'll tell you what, Joe Aldizano is looking right there, hoping that they come up with the ball. But when you're out there trying to catch this punt, he was running after the punt, and he basically ran into the defender, or the Dallas defender ran into him on that play. That's what the special team coach for the Arizona Cardinals arguing about right at this moment.
It hit him.
There's the first four. There is no call.
Yeah, that's the right call.
First down.
It's absolutely right, Mark.
Maybe I should put on stripes. I know there's a job out there for me somewhere.
No.
You look bad in stripes.
Kevin Williams calling for the fair catch. Charlie Williams.
He didn't give him the opportunity to catch it.
That's Al Everest. And
they gave him the ball.
They gave them the ball.
Very, very surprised there.
I'm surprised.
Yep.
Well,
you can't give the Cowboys too many extra chances.
One note, in the NCAA, there is that so-called 2-yard circle, imaginary circle around a player.
Yep.
There is no such object in the NFL.
Right. You don't have the 2-yard zone, but you still have to allow them to catch the ball.
Aikman. That one to the 38-yard line. Stepfret Williams, number 80. J.J. McCleskey with the tackle.
Troy Aikman, part tuxedo, part flannel shirt. I mean, he can be so tough at times and so graceful at others. And we see both of that in this first half.
Timeout, Arizona.
You look good in flannel too, man.
Sounds like a Clint Black country western tune.
Part tuxedo, part flannel shirt.
And there's a replay of the Charlie Williams near collision with Kevin Williams.
I think what they're saying too, that he got blocked, got blocked into him, and that's why they didn't call the penalty.
Just misfortune by this football team. They stop the Dallas Cowboys inside the 20. They're going to get excellent field position, and they shoot themselves in the foot by a mistake on their own return team by blocking a defender into the receiver.
But hasn't this been Arizona's history? I mean, they shot themselves in the foot at the end of the game last week, and sooner or later they've got to turn this thing around. Heck, we're going to balance the budget in 5 years. I mean, sooner or later, you got to get this thing turned around.
Well, you'd hope so. Eric Swan said this is the 7th year, and every year when he comes out, he has to get himself pumped up because every year it's virtually the same. By the time they get to the halfway point, they're below 500, so mentally it's a drain for most of these football players that have been here for a while.
They need to beat the Cowboys to get it turned around.
Emmitt Smith back in. Aikman will take a shot. Finds Stepfret Williams at the 25-yard line. First down, 25 seconds to go. And Dallas has called its final timeout.
The great quarterbacks in this league distinguish themselves in several ways. And I think primarily is bringing your team from behind and then playing well in the 2-minute portions of the game. And Troy Aikman's one of the great ones. And I also think he and Warren Moon throw the prettiest pass in the league today. I mean, it's the same kind of pace, the same velocity, the same speed, the same rotation on the ball. Easy ball to catch.
Well, if you believe in symmetry, in 1979, Roger Staubach retired as a Cowboy quarterback, and exactly a decade later, Troy Aikman was drafted number 1. And tonight, Troy Aikman starting his 115th regular season game, breaking the mark previously held by Roger Staubach. First and 10, Dallas.
Sure looks like a blitz.
I would. It may quack any moment now. Flags are down, or shuttlecocks, as the case
False start. Number 88 on the offense. He's moving prior to the ball being snapped. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
You know, Vern, you mentioned Roger Staubach and then the drafting of Troy Aikman. And if you flip it over, the Cardinals, 1965, their #1 draft pick in 1965.
Trivia quiz.
Joe Namath.
Joe Namath. Didn't get him signed. You wonder how it would have been different.
Sonny Werblin offered him $400,000 to go to the New York Jets.
Yep. I'll tell you how it would have been different. The Jets would have never won the Super Bowl.
And the Cardinals might have.
Yeah, there you go.
I wouldn't push that envelope that far.
There's old
Speaking of envelopes, there's Nate Newton.
Pushing it, yeah. Nate Newton.
That's not an envelope. That's a manila folder.
I think a namesake of his, Sir Isaac Newton, that talked about gravity. It works. Everything pulls down. Everything goes down. It's his old namesake.
Got to stay on your toes up here. First and 15. (16-7), 25 seconds to go. Williams in motion. Aikman under pressure. Finds the receiver.
Man, that is just a great throw. And Aikman is fighting with Simeon Rice. You see that? See Aikman pushing Simeon Rice at the end there?
Hurry up offense now. Cardinals back across the line. Aikman drops it.
At the end of that play, Troy Aikman was really upset at Simeon Rice and pushed him. I think he was trying to get up to the line of scrimmage and get the ball the next play done. Simeon Rice is down here.
And a special performance by the 10,000 Maniacs.
He hits him. Now he's got a 2-minute drill. He's trying to get it up and get going.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, Troy.
Yeah.
That's a little emotion out of Troy Aikman. That's more than we've seen in a while.
Fourth field goal attempt of the night for Richie Cunningham, coming now with 8 seconds to go in the half. 34-yard attempt. Richie Cunningham, who lost the kicking job on the last day of preseason to Chet Boniol in 1994, is perfect throughout the season now. That's 4 tonight on the heels of 3 in the opener last weekend in Pittsburgh.
And I'll tell you what, when you look at the offense tonight, it kind of reminds you, and it's reminiscent of the Cowboy offense last year. They couldn't score touchdowns. They relied on their special teams and their kicking game. And when you compare this team tonight to last week's team in Pittsburgh, it's night and day. I can't believe the Cowboys aren't executing particularly on offense.
But isn't it a strength, though? Because the Cowboys can beat you a lot of different ways.
Well, you look at it as an offensive player, Pat, it's kind of a weakness, because if you can't knock the ball in the end zone when you have to, and you have to rely on your kickers, sooner or later, one of those guys are going to miss one of those chip shots for a field goal.
Yeah, but I think these guys are one of the unique teams. They can beat you in all 3 areas, and very, very few teams can do that.
I'll tell you what, Troy looks like he's worn out. Maybe the heat's taken effect. That was part of the game plan by the Cardinals. Try to keep it close, and then in the 3rd and 4th quarters, beat up on this team because the heat will take effect.
Going with a squib kick.
Whoops.
Well, that had danger written all over it. Kevin Bowie, number 33. But we have reached halftime, and the Cowboys have prevailed. Our score here at halftime, Dallas 19 and Arizona 7. Now let's join Vince Cellini, Keith Jackson, and Sean Jones for the Wrangler Halftime Report.
Welcome to the Wrangler Halftime Report. Wrangler, the Western original.
Well, Big D as in defense. Darren Woodson lowers the boom on Ted Graham and coughs up the football. Chad Hennings is there to pounce on it for a defensive touchdown, part of a 12-point lead for the Dallas Cowboys at the break. And this is the Wrangler Halftime Report in the virtual studio, a studio with a life of its own. I'm Vince Cellini with Sean Jones and Keith Jackson. And guys, quick observations on our first half in Tempe.
You know what? I just hope that Arizona just doesn't self-destruct, because they were playing well, and all they have to do is just go and get a couple of scores, and they got a chance to beat Dallas.
Well, as Keith said, I believe that so far it's been very competitive, a lot more competitive than people thought it would have been, and I believe the heat plays a big part in the second half.
Was it a little warm out there? Because it's about 75 degrees in our studio.
That's great.
I feel very comfortable. All right, let's get right to it. Week 2, and we have the No Huddle Highlights. No Huddle Highlights, a registered trademark of TNT. Green Bay and Philadelphia. Sorry, guys. 4th and goal, about 2 minutes left. tied Detmer to Freddie Solomon back of the end zone. Eagles had a 10-9 lead. No touchdowns for Green Bay. But Brett Favre gets him close, and then Ryan Longwell, the rookie kicker, pushing one from 28 yards. That is that Philly beating the Pack.
Washington at Pittsburgh, staying in the Keystone State. Jerome Bettis rumbles for 134 yards in this 1-yard TD run. Pittsburgh bounces back, 14-13.
Tennessee at Miami, overtime game again for the Oilers, but Irvin Spike takes this return 48 yards as overtime kickoff, setting up a field goal by Orlando Amore. 29 yards, field goal, Dolphins win 16-13.
Well, San Francisco and St. Louis. This was a hobbled San Francisco offense going to the Trans World Dome, and Kevin Green, the injured linebacker, the inspirational headbutt to Jim Druckenmiller, who got the start. And Druckenmiller wisely handing off to Garrison Hurst, who had a big day, and this 35-yard touchdown. 49ers have now beaten the Rams 14 straight times, 15-12 the final.
San Diego at New Orleans for Mike Ditka's home debut, but he is not very, very happy. Former St. Jim Everett starts for San Diego and throws his touchdown pass to tight end Freddie Jones. He's a rookie. Chargers win 20-6.
Carolina-Atlanta, a very boring game. Chris Chandler leaves the game with another concussion. But with 1 second left on the clock, John Casey hits a 39-yard field goal, 9-6 Panthers.
How about this one? Todd Collins, Jay Reamsmurmura. You guys talked about that one. Here's New England and Indianapolis, and Drew Bledsoe, one of his 4 touchdowns in the game. I'm all over it.
Buffalo against the Jets with Bledsoe's old boss, Bill Purcell. Don't yell at me. Disappointed in his debut with the Jets. Todd Collins finds Jay Reamsmurmura in the end zone. Jay does a good job keeping his feet, and Bills 28-22.
Minnesota at Chicago at Soldier Field. Brad Johnson, not to Chris Carter, but Chris Walsh for a 9-yard touchdown pass. Minnesota wins 27-24.
Very good. How about Tampa Bay and Detroit? The Pewter and Orange Ward Dunn had a huge day, 130 yards, and the touchdown, 24-17 Buccaneers.
Another rookie in Cincinnati against Baltimore. Rookie running back Jay Graham ran for 75 yards, and this 5-yard run to pay dirt. Baltimore 23-10.
New York Giants at Jacksonville. Steve Matthews, the third quarterback, starting in place of Rob Johnson, throws for 252 yards. In his debut, Jacksonville just whips the Giants 40-13.
And Denver and Seattle, and John Elway doing what he does best. Boot, and then one of his 2 touchdown tosses to Ed McCaffrey. 35-14 Denver, moving to 2-0. And coming up on the Wrangler Halftime Report, bites and sights from around the league. Packer fans see their leader punished at the vet. Brett Favre going where Eagles dare, and he certainly paid for it. We'll talk about that and more coming up.
The start of the second half, the Cowboys using their defense and special teams to overcome a 1-point deficit and jump out to a 19-7 halftime lead. And statistically, it looked like this. Arizona yet to convert a third down, passing yardage only 29 in the first half, and they haven't done much more on the ground, having been held to 2.5 yards per carry. Vern Lundquist, Pat Hayden, and Mark May with you as we get start for yes, it's easy for me to say. As we get started toward the third quarter, Mark, how about the matchup with Eric Swan and Larry Allen?
I'd say it's kind of even right now. Swanee only has 2 tackles in the first half, but he has a forced fumble. But Larry Allen's doing a magnificent job, but he's getting help from the big right tackle Eric Williams when they're free, so they know when to double team the big fella.
No question, Pat, the defining play of the first half.
Well, yeah, I think it was Darren Woodson's tackle on Kent Graham forcing the fumble that led to the Chad Hennings touchdown. He's going to come off to his blind side. I think the thing for the Cowboys, though, is even on an offensive off day, they haven't played great offensively, their defense is good enough to score touchdowns. And Chad Hennings right there with the recovery, and I think Dave Campbell has done a marvelous job of mixing stars and role players on that defense.
Mark, is this taking Arizona out of its offense? Do they have to change the nature of things now?
Well, not taking them out of their offense. They've really never been into it. They were supposed to come and pound the football with 2 tackles, and they're still throwing on first down, and now they're going to have to throw the football to catch up.
All right, let's check in with Craig Sager.
Well, Vern, you guys were talking throughout that half about Troy Aikman not being very happy either with Emmitt Smith or his offensive line or Simeon Rice for that matter. We know him off the field to be one of the most congenial guys, but he was very upset. What he was telling Emmitt Smith was, just do your thing, but do it faster. Emmitt was staying back to possibly pick up a blitzer, but Troy said, get out, run your route faster, do your thing, but do it far more quickly. And as for Simeon Rice, he just knew that he was trying to get to the huddle, and he didn't know it was Rice he was swinging at. Vern?
I bet he didn't.
Yeah, I always look for those real low numbers. You never go after the guys with 90s. There's always a rule.
Well, 13 in a row, the number of Cowboy victories over Arizona. Last loss was in 1990. And, of course, as we said at the top of the program, the Cardinals also trying to overcome this dilemma they have about opening games at Sun Devil Stadium, just trying to win one.
But, you know, Vern, they're still in it. I mean, I know, you know, this is not just overhyping this thing. It is only down 19-7. They're still very much in this football game because their defense is good enough to keep them in the game. They just need to make a couple of plays offensively. That's going to have to come from Kent Graham.
Toby Goen, the rookie from North Texas State, will kick it deep to either Bowie or Williams. This will be Kevin Williams, and he'll bring it out from 2 yards deep. And he gets it out near the 18-yard line. Kent Graham, Wheaton North, state champions, 1986. He started one game at Notre Dame, played behind Tony Rice, and decided to transfer to Ohio State. Did not start until he was a senior there. Then was drafted in the 8th round by the New York Giants. And if you can remember, under Ray Handley, they had Phil Simms, Jeff Hostetler, Dave Brown, and Kent Graham on the roster at one time. 1st and 10. Another fumble. That is free and picked up. No.
Yes.
Tony Casillas missed it.
But Darren Woodson got it. Good cornerbacks in this league force quarterbacks to hold the ball too long. Good corners can do that. The Cowboys have very, very good corners, and you're going to see Kent Graham hold this ball for a long time. There's a lot of indecision there, Vern. Don't give him the wine menu. The wine list. Yeah. He may never get anything ordered.
Tony Tolbert got there.
Yeah.
Then Casillas took an air ball before Darren Woodson got it. And the second time tonight, look at Casillas. You don't think he'll catch some grief. Kent Graham fumbled once, returned by Chad Hennings. Now his second fumble has set the Cowboys up at the 15. Aikman. A dart that is dropped by Michael Irvin.
Yeah, the Cowboys are off offensively tonight. Some of that is good defense from Arizona. But, Mark, they just don't seem to be in rhythm and sync.
They're just not in sync tonight, Pat. When you look at this offense, Troy was frustrated in the first half along with Emmitt. And now Michael probably frustrated. He got excellent pass protection. The ball hits Michael right in the breadbasket, and he just can't come up with it.
That was a pinch lower than the breadbasket.
And he's now speaking a pinch higher.
A smidgen lower?
Yeah, that's
and,
it.
yes. I'll tell you what, he's doing a Pavarotti out there right now. And he's getting dangerously close to Maryland Horn. A second down. At right tackle, Eric Williams. Clay Shiver, the smallish center. Number 50, who won that battle in a fight with John Flannery. And there is wisdom of the ages as Emmitt Smith helps Jameer Miller up.
Here's Clay Shriver, the second-year center out of Florida State, and he's the smallest guy in this line, and he's just a smidge, Vern, under 300 pounds. And if that's small by today's standards, it is. And usually the centers are the smallest guys out there, but this Dallas line, the other four guys average 330 pounds.
3rd and 8. Cardinals rush 4. Aikman across the middle. Irvin in a battle. And who got it? Is it Irvin or Brent Alexander?
Possession is what, 9/10 of the law, they say?
The ball goes to the receiver.
The ball goes to the receiver. It's also 8/10 of the receiver, the offensive player.
Spoken like a true attorney.
Yeah.
You'll be getting the bill later. Good coverage here by Brent Alexander. Again, we've talked about the Cardinal defense. Yeah, that was a catch there by by Michael. You know, interesting, the play that it was thrown to him earlier, he just drops and wide open. This time makes a very difficult catch.
Now Richie Cunningham for his 5th field goal of the night. This from 28 yards. Well, if you're a field goal fanatic, you're probably approaching the heights of ecstasy tonight.
Yeah.
Cunningham with 5. Got the body language down. Cowboys up by 15 at the 13-minute mark, 3rd quarter, as darkness sets in. And look at Toby Goen, another touchback.
Yeah, he's a weapon.
Come as no surprise, but Goen and Richie Cunningham were stopped by security when they tried to get into their own hotel yesterday. And Richie Cunningham said, no, we're the field goal and the punter. We're really legit.
He also said Cunningham ever said he wanted to wear number 8, but he said it was already taken. That was his number, I guess, in college.
Oh, dear.
No shot of that happening.
Yeah.
Cardinals down by 15 at their own 20-yard line. McElroy up the middle of the 23-yard line.
Now, Mark, the Cardinal defense has played well enough to win this football game. It is time for this offense to do some distinguishing things. And it's, again, it always starts with the quarterback. Kent Graham has got to protect his backside, protect the ball, but get something going. Hit a wide receiver on the move.
Well, Pat, they've got to become more of a consistent running game. Last year, they had 5 games where they didn't rush over 60 yards. Tonight, they only have 33.
2nd and 7. Graham finds his tight end, Pat Carter. That's a rare catch.
Yeah. And that's the first catch a tight end for the Arizona Cardinals has had this season. And Deion Sanders is out there saying, did they throw it against me? After Deion's game tonight, look, he's sweating. I didn't think he was going to have to take a shower after tonight's game.
Well, segue, he said. Speaking of heat and showering after the game, you wondered when the sun descended how it cooled off here in the desert. It's now 99 degrees.
But Dallas is used to warm weather games. I mean, it's pretty warm in Dallas this time of year.
You noticed that when we were there in August.
Yeah, I sure did.
First down, McElroy around the right side. He's spilled as he crosses the 35 near the 36-yard line.
And Leland McElroy last week against Cincinnati had a very good first half, 50 yards. I mean, he gave the team some scoring range on a 17-yard run, and he scored once here in this ball game. In the second half, he only had 2 yards on 7 carries. So they need a complete game out of Leland McElroy.
2nd down and 6. McElroy on the sideline, and Cedric Smith, who's a load at 250 pounds, is in the backfield. That's Smith in motion, lead block.
Whoops, rejected.
Larry Centers. They're going to try that combination a little tonight, but Dexter Coakley, who is off to a most impressive start, makes the tackle.
He's been all over the entire football field, and not only on first down, but 2nd and 3rd down. And here's a guy that's a very small guy. His idol, Sam Mills, are both well under 6 feet, and he's just a hustler. He's going to find a way to make the tackle. That's Dexter Coakley, 4 tackles tonight.
I remember what Dave Campbell was talking to us this summer, said, I've never been a guy around a linebacker this fast.
3rd round pick and an immediate starter. They fell in love with him at mini camps. 3rd and 5. Blitz. Graham almost intercepted
by Coakley.
He had one last week.
Yeah, remember Dexter Coakley was talking to us about this yesterday. Said, you know, I really was confused. I wasn't supposed to be on the field. And then I wasn't even playing in the right spot. Said, luckily, I managed to pick the ball off, and Dave Campo patted him on the back, but almost gets his 2nd of the year.
Jeff Eagles on to punt. And Deion Sanders waits for it.
He looks bored.
He's thinking about the Cincinnati Reds. That's very high, but also quite short.
Oh, it's a heads-up play by Sanders. You see, he pointed right to Wendell Davis to make sure he got out of the way so he wouldn't be hit by the short punt. Smart play by Sanders.
Cowboys have it back. They lead by 15. Overhead, haven't had an attendance count yet, but this game might approach sellout. And the Cowboys have played before 114 consecutive sellout crowds, home and away. So they want to keep that string going. The Cardinals would just love to have a sellout. Here's Emmitt Smith, 14th carry.
Shuttlecock down. And there it is again.
Holding Dallas. Bring this one back.
We just talked a moment ago about the smart play by Deion Sanders. He may not get picked on, but his head is in the game.
89 on the offense.
He's waving the guys off. He's pointing to Wendell Davis. Get away from the ball. It's going to be a short punt. And Wendell Davis hears him. He's a heads up. Wendell Davis right here. You can see him pointing. He knows it's a short punt. Don't get hit by the punt and create a turnover. That's good, smart plan.
8th penalty on Dallas. It was a holding call on David LaFleur, their #1 draft pick. And that cost them 10. Blitz by the Cardinals. Picked up. Aikman has been sacked twice tonight. Rolls out of this one. And scampers out of bounds where he is hit, but does not draw a flag.
It's amazing when you watch Cowboy games, particularly on the road. Every time the ball is snapped, when the Cowboys have the ball in the stands, there must be 120 or 1,000 flash bulbs that go off. People taking pictures of the Cowboys. I mean, it is quite a phenomenon. Marketer, you played here. Did it seem strange that, it's almost like a home game for the Cowboys? You played for the Cardinals.
Pat, it's just like a home game for the Cowboys, but you have to be used to this, Pat. When you go through airports, there's 250,000 flash bulbs going off.
Oh, yeah.
People taking pictures of you.
Oh, yeah.
Second down and 14. Aikman goes left side, and it is incomplete.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Irvin and Aeneas Williams rejoin the battle.
And I'll tell you what, this battle's been going on from the first snap, and tonight Aeneas Williams has won the battle. Michael Irvin only has a few receptions tonight. He's got 4 catches for 18 yards, the longest 6 yards. Watch Aeneas Williams. He's going to run with him stride for stride. They're chicken fighting right here. Irvin always pushes off, but Aeneas Williams is right there, wraps his arm around, and knocks that ball loose. Tremendous defensive play by Aeneas Williams.
And Aeneas Williams, one of the success stories of this league, turned down an academic scholarship to Dartmouth so he could attend Southern University, where his brother and father had graduated. Left side. Smith dropped from behind by Brad Otis, the pride of tiny Wahoo, Nebraska.
I'll tell you, though, if the Cardinal offense ever gets it going, this is going to be a pretty good football team.
Emmitt Smith's getting up a little slow after this play. Ernie Zampese, smart. He knows the Cards are going to blitz, so what do? You throw the screen, and here's Emmitt. He's patiently waiting, letting his blockers set up and letting them pick off some of the Cardinal defenders.
Toby going on to punt. And Kevin Williams, the former Cowboy, waits at the 25.
Need a special teams play. Cardinals need a big special teams play.
This one returnable. Williams at the 19. Bill Bates is the first man down to make contact.
Boy, how many years has he been the first guy down?
He was the first man to ever be selected to the Pro Bowl as a special teams player. That was in his rookie season. Still the pride of the University of Tennessee. Go checkerboards.
Here's the practically amazing Isuzu play of the day. Happened in the Chargers-Saint game. And the rookie Troy Davis for the New Orleans Saints fumbling a pitch out from Heath Shuler. Scramble for the football. Junior Seau eventually picks it up. But he too would fumble. Finally, Rodney Harrison jumping out it in the end zone for a Charger touchdown and the Isuzu play of the day.
All right, Vince, thank you. Michael Irvin getting some medical attention on the bench. No doubt a product of the intense heat here. 99 degrees, Irvin cramping up. Meanwhile, the bucket's empty.
Yeah.
It's kind of like us up here.
Well, no, I got
you got something up?
Yeah. And now if they pour that over the coaching of the game, there's not a lot to worry about, is there?
No. First down and 10. Graham, flag is down. He goes deep right side, battle for it. And Rob Moore fighting Kevin Smith.
That's the other corner. You know?
Yeah.
We talk so much about Deion Sanders, and indeed, he's a wonderful player. But this guy, Kevin Smith, can play the corner.
Offside, number 51 on the defense. That's a 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And Kevin Smith was talking to us last night and said, you know, it's like basketball for me, one-on-one. I just try to keep my guy from getting to the hoop. And he kept Rob Moore from getting to the hoop there.
Well, think about this. Barry Switzer, talking about Kevin Smith last night, said he's one of the top 6 cornerbacks in the league. And he's got Deion Sanders on the other side. That's the 9th penalty against Dallas. And here's Leland McElroy. He gets almost nothing in the middle of the line. 9 penalties against the Cowboys. Well, Dallas, number 1 defensively coming into the game. They gave Pittsburgh 174 yards last week. Thus far tonight, the Cardinals, prior to that play, 77 yards total offense.
And they're doing it with one of the smallest defensive fronts in the NFL. These guys are tiny guys compared to the average NFL defensive lineman, but they're able to do it with those corners on the outside and 9 men in the box on the inside.
2nd and 4. Blitz again. Graham, right side. Too far.
Got to make those throws.
Frank Sanders was there.
Yeah, Kent Graham knows. I mean, in the NFL, that's wide open. And Kent knows it. He had one there. That was the old freebie for a first down. He's 6 of 16 for only 38 yards. He played well last week against Cincinnati, but he has not played well tonight. And again, he faces a critical 3rd down.
But the question about last week, Pat, he was 0-4 when they had to have it at the end of the game, and now the Cardinals have to have it, and he hasn't been producing.
Man,
that's going to be 5 against the Cardinals.
You know, when you're struggling.
Full start. Number 75 on the offense. He's moving prior to the ball being snapped. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Well, Lomas obviously disagrees, but, you know, Vern, losing's a habit some teams acquire, and it's just so hard to rid yourself of that habit. And again, the way you do it, the way you rid yourself of the habit is have a watershed win. And a win over the Cowboys is a watershed win.
Well, Vince Tobin said, what would it mean? Well, it would mean we would change the perception of how we view ourselves.
Yeah.
And how the rest of the league views us. Graham, right side. Is it a catch? Is it a trap?
There we go.
It is Kevin Williams.
And it is a catch.
11 yards, good for the first down.
And I'll tell you what, a play like that really gets this offense fired up because now they just want to get first downs. Here's a great catch by Kevin Williams right there, just above the grass. He had his hands underneath the ball, tremendous concentration. But a first down like that gets this offense pumped up because they haven't had anything to build on in the second half thus far.
2 Kent Graham fumbles. One led to a touchdown by Chad Hennings on the fumble, and the other led to a field goal, Cunningham. This is Gedney in motion. Play action again. Graham finds McElroy, and he scoots out to the 46-yard line. Does Leland McElroy, the 2nd-round man from Texas A&M.
I think this is a good job by the Arizona offense of just being patient, not trying to get it all at once. They're only 15 points down. They're still in this ball game. If they can just move the chains, one, keep their defense off the field so they can get rested because they're playing a heck of a ball game and get some first downs and possibly some points out of this, I think they'll be all right coming down the stretch.
Yeah, but they need a couple of big plays here somewhere.
2nd and 5, McElroy. And he may have tiptoed.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to call him out of bounds at the 48. It's close for the first down. And it is good for the first down. Switzer is working up a sweat.
This is the difference between coaches that have a lot of experience. When you've got those headphones on and you take off running, the smart coaches take them off before they take off running.
1st and 10. Graham gets rid of it. Out in the right wing, it's Frank Sanders with the catch to the 44-yard line.
You know, this Cardinal team really does have some good players, and because they don't get on national TV much, you don't see them, but Frank Sanders is one of those guys. You know, third year in the league, caught 6 passes for 105 yards last week, catches a lot of tough kind of passes over the middle.
2nd down and 6, and what a meaningful drive this is for the Cardinals. They need to get something out of this possession. Blitz again. Gedney, the oft-injured tight end, makes the grab, but he's 3 yards short of the first down. And Brock Marion makes the tackle.
You mentioned the often injured Chris Gedney, but the Cardinals are hoping that Gedney can develop for them like Wesley Walls did at Carolina. Remember, he was on IR at, see how many games he missed at Syracuse? He was on IR at San Francisco for a couple of years.
And then exploded.
Yeah, absolutely.
The last 2 years. 3rd and 3. LaShawn Johnson back in. Here's Graham, right flat, caught, first down. It's Gedney again.
A plethora of throws to the tight end.
Whoa!
Yes. And besides that, they're throwing everything to the right. It's almost as if Kent Graham has blinders on to the left because Deion's over there. At least he can throw it to somebody on the left side and make Deion make a tackle.
He's bored. I don't blame him.
Maybe he's rethinking that option in his contract where he can go back and play for Cincinnati a couple
He's dreaming of stolen bases.
Yeah. Boy, doesn't he still lead the National League?
Yes.
Still leads the National League in stolen bases?
Yeah, he's going to come in regardless. He wants to be a part of this.
There you go.
Screen pass. Left. Red all the way. Centers is tackled. And Randall Godfrey, number 56, was never fooled.
Now that's a situation where an experienced quarterback, after that first pump, sees that his receiver is covered in Larry Centers, and he throws that ball away. Don't take a chance of someone tipping it because, look, there's too much traffic out there. Throw it away. Here's a defender right on top of Larry Sanders. They lose yardage on that play.
And a 2nd down and long. 2nd and 14. Right side again. Incomplete.
And is Kevin Smith hurt? Is Kevin Smith down? Yeah. Boy.
1995, Kevin Smith injured in the first game with an Achilles that cost him a season. Came back from that, told us last night he's 100% recovered from the Achilles, but obviously in agony here. While he receives aid, we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Cardinal fans, turn your attention to the video board for the
Kevin Smith in such obvious agony, but the good news for the Cowboys, he walked off without assistance. It appeared to be a cramp.
Here's the play. He's going up trying to strip the ball from the wide receiver, and he does a great job of that, but his legs just get tangled underneath him. Right there, it looks like he took the heel of a shoe to his calf.
3rd and 14, the 11th play of the drive. 4 wide receivers in. And the Cardinals have to extend the timeout.
After all the time they had during the injury, not to be able to get that ball off in the allotted time is poor.
Well, it does allow us time to pay some bills. Make sure we get Pat's salary.
That was taken care of in the first quarter.
2:49 remaining third quarter. Cowboys up by 15. Arizona with a 3rd and 14 at the Dallas 38. A couple of years ago, the Cowboys met the Minnesota Vikings on a Sunday night, and the NFL was there with their cameras. The Cowboys and the Vikings prepared for that Sunday showdown. It's called 6 Days to Sunday. It comes up tonight following the Mercedes-Benz post-game report. That is really an outstanding show. I'm glad they're going to reprise that tonight. 3rd and 14. Graham, right side, man is open, short of the first down.
On Deion Sanders.
Yes, and Sanders is going to get flagged.
Yeah, got flagged last week, too.
He got so excited, he tackled him out of bounds.
And Kent Graham's proud of that because he told us yesterday he'd love to throw at Deion Sanders, and he did just in this play. But look at Frank Sanders here. He's wide open. Here's Rob Moore catching the ball. Watch him on this play. He's got to know where the first down marker is. He should have enough
Personal
cushion.
foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 21 on the defense. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
To get the first down, but I'll tell you what, Deion's probably proud because there's not a lot of times where you ever hear Deion Sanders' name with a personal foul.
Well, last week, he got one right on the sideline.
And he accused the official of running into him after the game was over.
But as you notice, he didn't hit a player, he hit an official.
Yeah, there you go. That's true.
Well, this might turn out to be a grievous error.
Or a real bad play.
Oh, more!
Been a touch.
My goodness!
Losing is a difficult habit to break. But the only way you break it is by making plays like that. Well-thrown ball by Kent Graham. And when they desperately need a touchdown, the matchup, Rob Moore on Wendell Davis had him beaten. Perfectly thrown pass. You make that catch in high school, you make that catch in college, and you certainly make that catch in the pros. Kent Graham was getting ready for the extra point.
Second down. Sweep left, McElroy. Out of bounds at the 6.5-yard line. Brock Marion with the tackle. And you'll notice, guys, it was Wendell Davis that they turned around on that missed pass.
Absolutely. If you notice something else, the Cowboys are picking themselves off the ground much slower as time goes on. This drive's been well over 5 minutes. Maybe the heat is starting to take its effect. Players have cramps. Players are going off the field. Guys are just straggling back to the huddle. They don't have that spark out there. Maybe the heat is taking its effect. It'll be interesting to see in the fourth quarter if the Cardinals can establish the run.
This is the 15th play of the drive. 3rd and 4. Graham with time. Sanders, touchdown, Arizona.
You know, this is beginning to look more and more like Jerry Maguire. It really is. Guy is leaping over Cowboys.
As opposed to, say,
I don't know.
Whatever.
Out of Africa.
But you've got to commend the offensive line. They've given Kent Graham a ton of time to throw the ball. He can step up, make the pump, step up in the pocket, and complete the pass for the touchdown to Frank Sanders. The offensive line's been doing a magnificent job the entire drive of keeping Kent Graham's jersey clean.
Now the extra point from Kevin Butler. Couple of big third down conversions in that drive. Kent Graham had to overcome a dropped touchdown pass by Rob Moore, and he found Frank Sanders, who leaned across the plane for 6.
You know, Vern, we talked about guys that you don't hear much about that really are great players, and you don't see enough of them. And Frank Sanders is one of those players. An all-out effort guy who makes tough catches, did it last week, and then make tough runs and jumps after the catch. I mean, that's given everything you have to get the ball into the end zone. And you just love to see it.
Most impressive, a 15-play drive, 69 yards. It chewed 6 minutes and 11 seconds off the clock. Sanders with the catch from 7.
And now the Cardinals need to stop a return. You know, stop the Cowboys back inside the 25-yard line.
Not only that, they need to come out defensively and stop the Cowboy offense in 3 and out. If they can hold them to 3 and out, hey, they've got a shot at winning this game. They're right in. 8 points down. This is a great ball game.
Herschel Walker, Brock Marion are deep. Kevin Butler with the kick. Walker 3 yards back and wisely decides.
Yeah, and Al Everest is happy, and he should be. Kevin Butler is not noted for kicking the ball in the end zone. He's noted for his accuracy on field goals, but that's just the special teams play Al Everest needed.
Al Everest, a 4-year head coach of the Legnano Frogs in the Italian Professional League.
If you can sing area to that, I'll believe you.
Al Everest is the son of Andy Everest, a longtime coach both collegiately and in the NFL. This young man has a doctorate of education, but he loves coaching. 1st and 10. Emmitt Smith goes left. Picks up 2.
And now the crowd all of a sudden become Cardinal fans and become a factor and high-fiving. And there's this scoring drive capped by Sanders, 15 plays.
Emmitt Smith limping off.
Oh, man.
Now he is stopped and he kneels near the Cowboy bench. Surgery for ankle chips back in January, after what for him was a subpar season in 1996. 72 yards in the first half tonight, only 4 in this half.
Again, this Cardinal defense has done a job.
Sherman Williams in the backfield behind Aikman on 2nd down and 8. Blitz. Aikman, as he goes down, lets it go.
It was Jameer Miller hanging all over Troy Aikman. Like the old coat on a hanger.
And the momentum tide has turned. First, you see the Dallas Cowboys intimidating the Arizona Cardinal offense. Now it's the Arizona Cardinal defense. Look at this. They're taking shots at the Dallas Cowboy offense. People just flailing their bodies over top of people, trying to get to quarterback Troy Aikman, and Jamar Miller is right in there with him.
Emmitt Smith back in the lineup.
And that ball was tipped on the line of scrimmage. It was deflected and it looked like Simeon Rice could have been the culprit.
Dave McGinnis has every reason to be excited. His defense has played sensationally. Okay, special teams did the job, defense did the job. Now the offense is going to get a chance after a special teams play.
And they just completed a 15-play drive for the touchdown. Toby going for his 5th punt tonight. Kevin Williams, the former Cowboy, waits for it at the 30. At the 37. Omar Stoutmire, number 24, came flying down for the Cowboys. And then Bill Bates. You got a rookie and a 15-year vet combining their talents on a special teams play for the Dallas Cowboys. And a look back at Emmitt Smith now, who is on the bench, favoring that right leg or right ankle.
Yeah, it was his right ankle. A lot of bodies. Again, we talk about how much traffic he runs in. And you're going to see it, his right ankle right there.
1st down and 10. Quick toss left side. Here comes McElroy. Centers with a block on Coakley to get him around the corner.
This is what the Arizona Cardinals wanted to do in the first half. They wanted to take a tight end and put him left next to Lomas Brown. They wanted Larry Centers to go out and block for Leland McElroy. They thought that the matchup was Lomas Brown over Shante Carver and either the fullback centers on Coakley or a tight end. And now they're able to put pressure on this defense by moving the chains.
This could be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Cowboys lead by 8. McElroy tries the right side. And he has to fight to get 2. That will leave the Cardinals 1 yard short of a 1st down as we near the end of the 3rd quarter. Well, something's cooking here in the desert.
Other than us.
It's fried. We begin the final 15 from Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona. The Cowboys leading 22-14, but Arizona making a game of it, certainly. And I'm sure the Cardinals, Mark, they dominated 3.5 quarters last week and lost, thinking about having to play in the 4th quarter here all the way.
Not only that, it was more like 58 minutes until they lost it at the end of the game, and it was just, they had to play the extra 2 minutes to come away with a victory, and I think that's in the back of every one of these players' minds to finish it off.
Well, they get stuffed on a 1st down play.
That was that third and short. And unfortunately, they don't make it and Fiegels comes out. So the momentum they had dissipates.
Now, riddle me this. They would go for it on 4th and a foot when they were on their own 28-yard line. But now when the game is here, you've got a chance to make a big play and go in and score and wear this team out. you punt the ball on 4th and
You know,
short.
I think this is a good decision. The way their defense is playing. Their defense is playing. They got a chance to back them up. I like the call.
Sanders waits at the 12. Beagles. Sanders lets it go. It gets a Cardinal roll out of bounds. Jeff Beagles, nice job. So the Cowboys get it back following a 44-yard punt. But they have it inside the 10. .14:07 to go in regulation. The Cowboys with only 7 yards in the third quarter. Their worst field position of this half now. They've got a first down at the 7. Tuanay, 15-year vet. He and his offensive mates, Newton, Shiver, Allen, and Williams, trying to wedge some space for Smith or provide time for Aikman. Right side.
Tackle by Terry Irving.
Terry Irving with the tackle on Emmitt Smith.
And just as the Cardinals have played great defense here in this second half, particularly, Mark, now is the time for these offensive stars for Dallas, these guys we talk so much, to explode.
Particularly Emmitt Smith. When you look at Emmitt, you look at his right ankle. It wasn't taped up in the first half. Now he's got both ankles taped up, so both of those ankles must be hampering him.
2nd and 8. Aikman in the flat right, one-on-one coverage. Got him. Jameer Miller, the linebacker.
And it just goes to show you, last week in Pittsburgh, Emmitt Smith was in the exact same position with linebacker Greg Lloyd. Faked him right out of his shoes. Tonight, he just doesn't have that punch, and he was tackled one-on-one in the open field. Now he's going out of the game, limping out of the game. Jameer Miller made an excellent open field tackle.
Good point, Mark, because he actually called, he asked to come out of the ball game. Very good point. He asked to come out.
Jason Garrett signaled Troy Aikman. Switzer wants a timeout. They tend to Emmitt Smith. Michael Irvin is limping and on the sideline. And Aikman. So there are 3 of your stars for the Cowboys.
On the sideline.
On the sideline.
Yeah.
Aikman, of course, is playing. So time has been called. We'll take a break. Back in Tempe after this. Third and 8. A tick less than 13 minutes to go. And ball at the 11. Johnson out of the backfield. Rush comes. They got him.
Mike Caldwell, the nickel linebacker. And Dave McGinnis does it again. Caldwell comes over from Baltimore a year ago where he led their team in sacks. Known as a coverage guy right up the middle. Aikman never had a chance.
And what surprises me, a quarterback like Troy Aikman and his experience, when you see there's too many guys up there in that middle gap over the center, you call a timeout or get out of that play.
Well, they just used one timeout.
Toby Goen has to check to make sure he doesn't step out of the end zone. Kevin Williams waits at the 50. That is the 3rd sack of Aikman tonight. None in the first game. Goen, fine punt, but returnable. Kevin Williams at the 47. They're still unpiling the bodies, and the signal is Cardinal ball.
Omar Stoutmeyer, the Cowboys forced the fumble. He is number 24. Did they declare the Cowboys? I
saw one signal that indicated Dallas ball.
The number 24 in the blue jersey. From the right of your screen. Yep, there's the ball loose.
Great work by our camera.
Yeah, good camera work.
Cardinals do recover, and time has been called. Arizona trails Dallas by 8, but they've got the ball at the 40-yard line. Troy Aikman sacked 3 times tonight. He went down only 18 a year ago. The team allowed only 19 sacks a year ago, tops in the league. And his last sack set up this field position, and then the Cardinals recovered the fumble on the punt. Mike Devlin, the center. They'll snap it back to Graham. He goes deep right side for Ron Moore, and he overthrows Moore. They went right at Wendell Davis. That's where Kevin Smith was injured.
Yeah, you know they're not going to throw to Deion Sanders, so if you're Wendell Davis, you expect some action on your side. And Kent Graham, with a strong arm, tried to rifle that one in there. I think maybe if he gives it a little bit more loft, he allows the 6'3" Rob Moore to run into or maybe out-jump the defender.
And a quick check-in. Well, we'll do so right after this play. Second down. McElroy in trouble. Caught and dropped at the 40-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 12. Now I check in with Craig Sager.
Well, thank you, Vern. Kevin Smith has been treated for cramps. He's now going back in. He says he's all right. Michael Irvin on the sidelines also getting treated for the second time for cramps. The most serious one leaves to be Charlie Williams. He had to go into the locker room possibly for an IV. As for Anthony Miller with that hamstring, he could go in a 4-receiver set. Vern?
Thanks, Craig. Fred Strickland just limped out as well. 3rd and 12.
Well, you know they're not going to throw to Deion Sanders' side. And so Kent Graham is going to look to his right this whole play.
Cowboys bring 4. Graham with time.
Oh, yeah. Threw to Sanders. He threw it to Sanders' side, and he had a guy open.
Yep. And Kevin Williams couldn't make the catch.
And Deion Sanders, they've thrown on him twice, and twice the receiver has been open.
And on that play, at the end of the play, watch Deion's expression. He can't believe they threw his way. Here's Deion to put a soft cushion, gets a little hit on the wide receiver. Right there, that should be a first down. You should catch that ball. But Deion's expression here, I can't believe they threw on me. What is this, a football game?
Now they will call on Jeff Eagles, who led the league a year ago in punts down inside the 20. And he had with 23, he had a dandy a moment ago. And this one doesn't obey orders and goes into the end zone. Touchback. It comes out to the 20. Cowboys lead by 8. "102 degrees when we kicked off at 5 o'clock local, 99 after the sun went down. Still warm. You see the effects of the heat, and it seems to be bothering one team and not the other.
Yeah, a bunch of Cowboys just sucking wind over there and battling cramps badly.
92 degrees currently. Dallas 1st and 10 with an 8-point lead. Emmitt Smith back in the lineup. Gets a couple at left guard over Nate Newton and Mark Tuinei and runs into Bernard Wilson. Greg Sager telling us during the break that Emmitt Smith taped up his left ankle.
Just to match the right one, which he sprained. He sprained his right ankle, and that's the only one sprained. The left one is taped to get that balanced look.
2nd and 7. Blitz. Aikman deep left side. Good man coverage.
Oh, boy.
Aeneas Williams was all over his man.
Has he been great tonight, Aeneas Williams? I mean, battling one of the best receivers in the game, Michael Irvin, step for step. It has been fun to watch. And again, what Aeneas Williams does a good job, he didn't necessarily jam him with his hands at the line of scrimmage. He just runs with him the entire way down the field and cuts off any kind of passing ankle. And Swan right here pushing Eric Swan. Get a little inside push.
3rd and 7. Irvin comes left against Williams. Cardinals threaten to blitz. They're coming. Aikman, right side, incomplete, 4th down, intended for Steph Williams, and McCleskey with the coverage.
Well, the great special teams player, J.J. McCleskey, makes a very good play on 3rd down defense.
But it's the push that Cardinal defensive line is getting on the offensive line, getting in Troy Aikman's face. And what they're doing is smart defense. They're putting a defender on the center, not allowing him to double-team Eric Swan, so he should be freed up to get to Troy Aikman.
Check the hang time for going on the last 2 punts. Kevin Williams waits for it at his own 30. This one backs Williams up to the 21. Out to the 32-yard line. A 56-yard punt, 11 on the return. So field position on this possession not as advantageous as it was last time Arizona got the ball.
No, again, the Cardinal defense has done everything to win this game. As a matter of fact, they've done everything to win 2 or 3 ball games tonight, to be perfectly honest. And again, Kent Graham, the task in his stand, down by 8 points, get the ball into the end zone, plenty of time. A 2-point play, obviously, would be required.
Moore comes right against Wendell Davis. Kevin Smith stays on the bench. Sanders against Deion Sanders. This one into the flat. Caught by McElroy. Gets around the corner. Down the sidelines, and Sanders forces him out of bounds, but not before he gets to the 49 with a 17-yard pickup.
It's an outstanding block by Larry Sanders. This play used to be called flash and lightning. Flash to the left, lightning to the right. All of a sudden, the quarterback drops back, and look over here. Larry Sanders at the bottom of your screen gets his hands on the defender and just takes him out of the play, allowing Leland McElroy to take it down the sidelines for the 1st down. Excellent play by the offense.
He's really good on that show on HBO.
Yeah, Gary Shandling. Gary Shandling. Oh, boy, McElroy takes a pop at the 50-yard line.
Yeah. Broderick Thomas, the defensive end, and McElroy is slow gathering himself. Again, we played so well in that first half last week. Wasn't as productive in the second half, but has been much more productive this game, this half.
Now LaShawn Johnson checks in. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Johnson wears number 32. He'll set up in a wing to the left, or behind his left tackle. Larry centers, comes right. Corner blitz threatened. The audible by Graham. Comes right, he's hit as he lets it go, and he had Sanders all by himself.
Yeah, that's not Kent Graham's fault, though. I mean, he had people draped all over. Good audible. He saw the 8-man front. He saw Darren Woodson on the outside right here. So he audibles to a pass. See, the back stays in centers and blocks Darren Woodson. People are at his feet. I think it was Tony Casillas at his feet. Otherwise, this is a big completion because he did have Frank Sanders open.
Pat, that looked like one of your passes.
Yeah, I know. The old whirly bird, the option pass, catch it at either end.
3rd and 9. Shotgun. Blitz again. Graham hit as he lets it go, incomplete. Broderick Thomas got there, number 51.
Well, for the first time in a while, the Cowboy defense bulls its neck. And Antonio Anderson putting some pressure on him. Broderick Thomas putting the pressure.
And Beagles called upon to punt again. Deion Sanders waits at the 12.
Oh, go flag.
Flag is down. Sanders with a fair catch at the 13-yard line.
I think it's just going to be the 5-yard penalty. Somebody kind of lightly brushed Jeff Beagles. Well, take it back. It's holding. That's the 2nd time they've had a holding on a punt play, the Cardinals.
So the option with the Cowboys, and given the field position, I'm sure they'll take another crack at this.
We're talking to the old captain, Bill Bates, down there at the 50-yard line.
Holding number 86 on the kicking team. That's a 10-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
That is the punt snapper, Trey Junkin. Number 86, so Eagles will have to do it again.
Anytime you're punting the ball to Deion Sanders, it's a scary thing. And you think you dodged a bullet, and you got to do it again.
Sanders, fair catch at the 23. The Eagles have done a nice job tonight.
Yeah.
And with 8 minutes and 32 seconds remaining, the Cowboys get it back offensively. Next week, we go to Foxborough, Mass, as Bill Parcells and the New York Jets go into Foxborough to take on Drew Bledsoe and the New England Patriots.
We're looking forward to seeing Adrian Murrell of the Jets.
I think the Patriots fans are looking forward to seeing Bill Parcells. They want a piece of Big Bill.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, there might be some media attention in that game. 1st and 10. Cowboys leading by 8. Smith, nifty piece of running. He breaks loose. Foot race, Alexander and Darby catch him from behind. Sore ankles and all, the man is a warrior.
The amazing thing about the Cowboys in their running game is they can use it to get a lead, they can use their running game to maintain a lead, and they can use their game to come from behind. Very few teams can do that. They're maintaining that lead right now with Emmitt Smith. And all the questions about whether he was back, I think, were answered by that cut, the strength, and then the run. 44 yards.
Pat, I believe that's just poor tackling on the Arizona Cardinals.
And for all the good things he's done tonight, Aeneas Williams missed the tackle. Emmitt Smith, 44 yards. First down at the 32. He gets a couple to the 30-yard line as Sherman Williams, as Emmitt Smith gets a well-deserved breather on the bench.
Gain of 3. 2nd and 7 from the 29.
These are the type of games where, in the moments in games, up by 8 points, 7 minutes remaining in the ball game, where your offensive line can really knock the other team out. And if an offensive line is going to do it, the Cowboys have a pretty good one to do it.
Shiver at center, Newton and Allen at guards, 2A and Williams. Here's the toss to Williams. He comes left, and a good defensive play by Alexander. And Brent Alexander with the tackle will force a 3rd down for the Cowboys.
Did you see the block by Moose on that play? He just leveled. Watch Moose. He'll be coming over here, and you're going to see him just level. Boom. Right there, number 56, Terry Irving, the linebacker, just flipped him over. Tremendous block by the Moose.
You confused me and you said Moose. I wasn't sure whom you were talking about.
3rd down. Blitz threatened by the Cardinals. Dallas with the field spread out. Aikman, quick setup, right side. Caught. Billy Davis.
And intercepted.
Is it picked off? No.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
He never had possession. The defender had it.
I'm not so sure about that one. Is that Lassiter? I couldn't see who the number was. No, it's Tom Knight. Yeah, it was Tom Knight.
Tom Knight.
The rookie corner who's played very well tonight. No pun intended.
Gain of 8. 1st and 10 from the 20.
There's the bobble, the bobble, the bobble. Now when he turns over, who's got it? See, you look there. Yeah, that should be an interception. I think Tom Knight had that ball.
Officials rule otherwise, and it's first down at the 20. Emmitt Smith back in the lineup, comes left.
I still think that was an interception by Tom Knight. I don't know, Mark, if you agree or disagree. But
I
look again.
Yeah, let's have another look at this play.
Gain of 3. 2nd and 7 from the 17.
Yeah, that's a pretty good shot there by our cameramen. Have done a great job in this heat tonight. That's a pretty good indication. I think Tom Knight has this ball for the interception.
Didn't look like the wide receiver had full possession of it, and Knight just took it away from him.
2nd and 7. To the 13-yard line. Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, Emmitt Smith. You called him a warrior, Vern, and that's right. I mean, remember a few years ago, was it against the Giants? He had the bad ribs, and they needed that win at the end of the season. He has 131 yards tonight. And with guys like him, your offensive linemen love to block for him. Just a courageous guy. Right angle, ankle hurting. A lot of different ways to gain yards. He does it with power. He does it with grace sometimes. But power always comes first.
3rd and 2. Aikman will throw. Here they go. Simeon Rice. And Aikman goes down for the 4th time tonight.
Okay, the NFC East, watch out for this defense, the Cardinals. They got bodies flying all over the place. And Simeon Rice, number 97, off the corner one more time. Emmitt Smith is kind of holding his chest as he blocks Jameer Miller. Gonna get good coverage downfield. Forced Aikman to, he's holding the side of his chest there. Still makes a nice block on Jameer Miller. Called him a warrior. He's got an ankle injured and he's got a rib injured. Yeah.
You know, Pat, I think it's admirable for a guy like Emmitt to stay in the football game, but over a course of time, it's going to hurt this team. Get someone in there that's healthy that can do the job.
Richie Cunningham, a perfect 5 for 5 tonight, gets a chance to make it 6 from 40 yards away. That one was tipped.
Boy, oh boy, and the special teams come to life for Al Everest. I didn't see who did it, Vern, but it was right up the middle.
Looked like it might have been Michael Bankston.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of high fives. That's generally a pretty good sign. The defense has played great. The special teams do their job. Simeon Rice on the sack. And now Kent Graham. I mean, one of those defining moments for a quarterback. Good snap, good hold. Right up the middle.
And I'll tell you what, when you look at this Cardinal offense and their defense, the Cowboys are trying to figure out what they can do to stop this team. There's Michael Bankston just flying over people, getting his left hand up and tipping the ball.
First down at the 30-yard line with 3:42 to go. Graham comes right. Gedney dives for it, makes the catch at the 38-yard line. Chris Gedney, the tight end.
The Cardinals seem like they're the Energizer Bunny. They just won't go away, the thing that wouldn't go away. And right here, you can see the determination on the coaches on the sidelines telling them that we're going to win this game defensively. Dave McGinnis, the defensive coordinator, is telling these guys we're in it because of defense and we're going to win it because of defense.
2nd down and 2. Across the middle, Sanders has a first down at the 41-yard line. Clock at the 3-minute mark. Fred Strickland with the tackle.
Yeah, the ideal scenario is really using most of those 3 minutes. They have 2 timeouts remaining, scoring a touchdown and going for 2.
Fresh set of downs at the 41. Cardinals have 2 timeouts remaining. Graham has Sanders in the slot to the left. That's Rob Moore who goes in motion. Blitz again by the Cowboys. Flag is down. Gedney has the grab. If the play stands, he is close to a first down at the 48-yard line. There is a flag at the far 40. Cardinals. Looks like 2 men in motion.
Yeah, somebody moved early.
So bring it back.
Illegal shift on the offense. 2 men moving at the same time. That's a 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
This team just continuously hurts themselves by penalties or miscues. But this team has to win tonight. A moral victory will not do for this football team. They've got to win this game.
Yeah, moral victory becomes yet another self-fulfilling prophecy. They've had enough of those. First and 15. Blitz again. Graham across the middle. Has a man open. It's Rob Moore. Gets a downfield block. Can't decide whether to go left or right, so he splits the difference, and a flag flies at the 17-yard line.
Three great things to happen there.
5-yard face mask penalty on the defense. We'll add that to the end of the run. First down.
Give me a chance. First was the throw by Kent Graham. I mean, he drills this ball right on time and right to Rob Moore. Why he can, so he doesn't have to adjust, so he catches it on the move. Then the broken tackle, and then the third thing, great block by Frank Sanders, number 81, right here. He just stays on Brock Marion and gives Rob Moore another chance.
47-yard gain, first down after the penalty at the 12. Moore left against Sanders. Graham. Diving catch by Moore.
No, he doesn't have to dive for that one, Mark. He maybe scores. Rob Moore maybe scores on that run or that catch if he doesn't have to dive for it.
We have reached the 2-minute warning. 22-14. This game officially declared a sellout in the first half, 71,000 plus on hand. And they have witnessed a struggle tonight. Troy Aikman is among those who can only watch now. Kent Graham with a fine second half. 14 of 22 for 133 yards in the second half. Now, second down and 6 from the 8. Incomplete for Moore.
I think if Kent Graham pulls that ball down and runs with that football, he scores a touchdown because the middle of the defense just opened up and the offensive line did a great job of pushing the defenders to the outside. He's got to be aware of that. John Elway makes his living off of that inside the 10-yard line.
So you got 2 downs now. You got 3rd down and 4th down to get those 6 yards. And they can still actually get a first down. So Kent Graham, he didn't get it this time. He's got another play to do it.
Rob Moore and Kevin Williams go left. Sanders is right, and Gedney, the tight end, is tight right. Sanders is the running back. And he goes left flat. Here's Graham. Sanders struggles. That will be enough for the first down.
You know, as I was watching Frank Sanders catch that ball over the middle like he did that scored a touchdown earlier, and he put the ball forward. Last week, Larry Sanders did the same thing, put the ball forward struggling and fumbled. But once again, when they need a clutch play, the tough catch over the middle, they go to Frank Sanders, his 6th catch of the night, and he picks up the first.
Graham leans out of the huddle, looks back at the bench. First and goal. Sanders is the running back. They go with 3 wide receivers a yard away. Max Blitz in the end zone for Williams, incomplete.
I don't know. I think you take 4 downs and bang it in there.
That's my philosophy. Yeah. When you're this close, you've got enough time on the clock. Just pound it in there. The Dallas defensive line. Here's Kevin Smith. He's grabbing his hamstring. He's got a cramp. The Dallas defensive line, half of them are on the sidelines because they're worn out.
Yep.
Punch the ball in with your offensive line. Smash mouth time.
Hey, remember they said they were going to run over the left side. Lomas Brown over at Dexter Coakley. And Shante Carver.
Kevin Smith up. Lomas Brown at left tackle. Now Dallas uses the timeout. They have 1 left. Of course, one of the things the Cardinals are looking for is a running attack.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen great evidence of it tonight.
Just sporadically.
Yes.
And to win in this league, you have to be able to run consistently. And I think at times like this, there comes a point in every ball game where you have to run the ball inside and pick up tough yards.
Now, we were told yesterday, guys, that they would try Cedric Smith and Larry Centers in the backfield. That's who they've got in there now.
Well, Cedric Smith is the lead blocker type at 250, and Larry Centers is very athletic around the goal line.
Wouldn't this be the perfect scenario for Larry Centers? Grows up in Texas, does not like the Cowboys. He likes the underdog, so he's not a Cowboy fan. Fumbles the ball last week, took the heat from every media outlet in the state of Arizona. For him to score the go-ahead or the tying touchdown in this situation, that would just be poetic justice for Larry Centers.
He is the pride of Tatum, Texas. He's the deep back in the eye. And he does not get the handoff. It's a play fake and a touchdown to Pat Carter. They drew everybody's eyes in toward Larry Centers, and Carter got open.
You know, I was shocked this week in a parking lot by a park car. There was a dog in it that kind of barked at me, scared the heck out of me. It kind of shocks you when you see these tight ends catch the ball here for the Cardinals. Well, I think it's a fourth catch by a tight end. You know, it was a great call by Dick Jamieson because it looked like the power team was in. They were going to go over the top, but now they need the 2-point play to tie this thing.
Sanders stays in, so does Carter. Cardinals have lost 13 in a row to the Cowboys. They have never won a home opener here. They're 2 points from the top. Play fake. Graham fires. Caught. Rod Moore in front of Brock Marion. On both plays. First the touchdown, then the 2-pointer.
A defining drive by Kent Graham. Made the plays when he had to. Great call by Dick Jamieson, the offensive coordinator. Throws the ball to tight ends. He's not featured much in this offense. And Kent Graham hangs in there. He's got pressure behind him all around him. And Rob Moore stretches to make that catch. So Frank Sanders makes some tough catches, and then Rob Moore there. That's some good offensive football when they had to have it.
Cowboys have one timeout left. Emmitt Smith into the tunnel. You see his legs as Emmitt sits on the cart.
Yeah, but remember he was grabbing that rib too earlier. I think he hurt a rib.
Kevin Butler with the kickoff. Herschel Walker will return it. Walker out to the 32, but 3 flags are down. So it's a hanky party, and this one will come back.
And you can tell, right, Vern? There's the old hanky. I tell you, things have really gone well for the Cardinals in the second half, but it's the defense that set the tone.
Holding, number 57 on the return team, on the run back. That's half the distance to the goal. First down.
Keep in mind that on the last Cowboy drive, they lined up for Richie Cunningham's 6th field goal that would have put this game out of reach. And Michael Bankston, number 63, broke through, jumped up, got a hand on it, and sent it wide right, thus giving the Cardinals fresh life at the 30-yard line. And they drive the distance in 8 plays for the tying touchdown. Carter from Graham, and then Rob Moore with a 2-pointer. Sherman-Williams, nothing. Eric Swan.
And they used that timeout. Their last. No, excuse me. They have 2 left. And Eric Swan leads the charge inside on Moose Johnston, and he absolutely stuffs Sherman Williams. This is a different team running the football when Emmitt Smith is not in it.
.54 seconds remaining. It was the Cardinals who called time.
Right.
So they have 1 left.
They have 1 left, yes. They had 2 to begin that.
And you're seeing a young team believing. This team has not won a playoff game in 50 years. And now, when you look at this team, they haven't beat the Cowboys in 13 years, but there's only been a handful of players on this football team that have been experienced most of the losses by this football organization. Most of these players haven't been here. They don't know about losing this many times, so they believe in each other. And now I think they've really picked it up, Pat, and they're looking at each other, and they believe in one another.
This is a playoff game for them.
Second down, 9. Blitz. Aikman. Johnson wasn't ready for it. That was dangerously close to a lateral. The Moose was not loose.
And nobody's screaming Moose right now, are they?
And these 71,000, half of whom were Cowboy fans at the outset. We've had a few converts.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, 2 completely different offensive games in week 1 and 2 for the Cowboys. They were so efficient, had big plays as well as small plays last week, and this week they have never really been in sync.
That's it. A quick word from Craig Sager on Emmitt Smith.
Well, Emmitt was taken off on the card. He will not return even if the game goes into overtime. 2 plays before that blocked field goal, he suffered bruised ribs.
Thanks, Greg. 3rd and 9. No blitz this time. Draw play. Sherman Williams. And he's got the first down. Dallas at the 21.
If they didn't make that, you say it's a terrible call, but because they did, great call by Ernie Zampese. 12-yard gain by a guy, if it's Emmitt Smith, it's one thing, but Sherman Williams he actually got hit about 3 yards short of the first down. Good little draw. You're going to see a little hole open up in here. Sherman Williams seizes the moment, seizes the hole, and then powers the last 3 yards for the first down.
And at this stage of the game, I think it's a plus to have him in the ball game because he has fresh legs.
Cowboys with only 1 timeout left, and they will settle for the overtime, I'm sure, unless they get all of it on this play. Into the flat, Williams to the 27. The last time we had the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football on TNT, they went to OT. That was in Minnesota 2 years ago.
Wasn't it Emmitt Smith who won that one?
And he's not going to be available for him tonight. So the first order of business will be the coin toss. And Bernie Kukar will call the captains out. Aeneas Williams and Bill Bates will meet in the middle of the field. We'll have the coin toss. Each team gets 2 timeouts.
Coin in the air. There's heads. There's tails. Tails was called. Tails it is. Dallas has won the toss.
Heard Bill Bates say we want the ball.
It's generally a good thing to do in overtime, to take the ball. One other overtime game today. Miami won in overtime.
Olinda Mare with his 3rd field goal in that one, as the Dolphins win at 16-13. Well, we're going to let things settle down for just about 90 seconds. We'll be right back. Overtime in the desert before a sellout crowd at Sun Devil Stadium. The Cardinals trying to win their first home opener since moving here from St. Louis. Ironically, the last time they won a home opener was against the Cowboys in St. Louis. Over the last 3 years, Dallas 2-1, and the Cardinals 6-3 in OT.
And if Kevin Butler or Cardinal fans ever wanted a ball kicked into the end zone for a touchback, this is the time. Herschel Walker is a dangerous, dangerous return man.
And kickoffs not Kevin Butler's strength.
No, although he's had 1 touchback tonight.
made by J.J. McCleskey. It was like, get away from me, you pest. And McCombs is down. LaRon McCombs, the backup linebacker. Tony McCombs.
Yeah, the thing on special teams plays, there are very, very violent collisions. I mean, it's kind of like lemmings off a cliff. You know, guy, it's an unnatural thing playing special teams.
Well, the heat and the battle has taken its toll. Emmitt Smith is in the locker room and will not play in the overtime.
But to tell you the truth, this is exactly what the Cardinals wanted. They wanted to keep it close. They wanted the heat to take effect, and they felt that the heat would take effect on the Dallas Cowboys, and it has. Here's Emmitt Smith right here being piled up, running through the defenders, and right now the body's piled up on top of him, and that's it for Emmitt. He hurts his side, his rib cage. You can see the expression on his face, and he's already hurt his ankle thus far in the game, and he's out of the game. You see many of the defenders and the offensive players for the Dallas Cowboys on the sidelines drinking a lot of water, sitting in front of the oxygen tanks, except this guy right here, Dion, because they haven't thrown his way.
Well, they continue to tend to the injured player, and a reminder that we'll update the injury to Emmitt Smith on the Mercedes-Benz postgame report with Keith Jackson, Sean Jones, and Vince Cellini. Things look like they're all right, and Emmitt Smith is back on the sideline.
Yep.
He done.
Hey. What would Mark Twain say?
What is that Dean Cain show? Lois and Lois.
You got me. Superman is back.
Yeah.
Mark Twain might say the rumors of his demise are greatly exaggerated.
Yeah, OT from the 25. Play action for Aikman. Deep left side, caught up at the 37-yard line. That is a first down.
You have one quarterback in this overtime in Troy Aikman who has defined his career in moments like this. Another trying to define his career in Kent Graham. But players like Troy Aikman rise to the occasion in situations like this. I mean, you look at his raw statistics, they're never overwhelming, but he gets more out of every throw than any quarterback in the league.
That last catch by Bjornsson, 12 yards. Irvin is left against Williams. That's Bjornsson in motion. Hand off up the middle. Williams to the 45. Brent Alexander, but a 17-yard gain.
And that's what I talked about the last series. Even though Emmitt Smith is one of the best backs in the NFL, when you got a guy with fresh legs in a situation like that, give him the football. And Sherwin-Williams has fresh legs.
Picked up 17, the ball at the 45. Richie Cunningham's longest field goal is 52 yards. That was his first field goal last week. Williams goes left. Gained a couple.
Well, they need about, another 7-8 yards to get into that kind of range. I mean, they're not thinking that way right now. They need to get to the 35-yard line to give him that kind of shot. So they're nearly in a situation to give Cunningham at least a chance to win the ball game.
Must be an agonizing feeling for a quarterback.
Yeah.
When you can't do anything. Sit and watch.
You know, that coin toss in overtime is the most critical thing in overtime, really. He gets it started. You want the ball desperately.
2nd and 8. This is Bjornsson. Max blitz, play action. Aikman, screen pass, left side.
And lo and behold, Eric Swan was putting the pressure on quarterback Troy Aikman. Here's Eric Swan coming up. They go with the blitz on this play, but Eric Swan over Larry Allen comes up, goes right between Eric Williams and Larry Allen and splits them and puts the pressure on quarterback Troy Aikman.
He is a remarkable player, Eric Swan.
Now the Cardinals have gone with their prevent defense, their nickel defense. 3rd and 8. Ball at the 43-yard line. Williams a setback. Davis and Brent Williams wide right. Irvin left. Aikman blitz. Incomplete, dropped.
Aeneas Williams knocks it away.
Tipped.
I'll tell you, this has been a fun battle. There's been a couple of them, Eric Swan and Larry Allen. And Mark, you've been talking about Aeneas Williams and Michael Irvin all evening, and Aeneas Williams has really gotten the better of that matchup. That's a great play.
And it just seems like Arizona has more energy. Here's Aeneas, he's going to reach around and swat it away. But the reason why this ball wasn't thrown perfectly is because Eric Swan again was in the backfield putting pressure on quarterback Troy Aikman.
Well, that's a delicate play.
Toby Goen is on to punt. Kevin Williams waits at the 10. Headed toward the end zone and just does get there. Touchback. 13 times in succession, the Arizona Cardinals have teamed up against the Cowboys and lost. Their last win, October 14th, 1990. Solid defensive effort. Aikman was the quarterback then, but it was Arizona who prevailed. Remember Johnny Johnson, the running back of the Cardinals? 20-3 the final. They've not tasted victory since.
And here's where Kent Graham has to be a little careful. No sacks and fumbles here in this part of the field.
Graham behind Kevin Williams.
In this situation, quarterback Kent Graham has to be patient. He has to let things develop. I don't think he should rush and force a ball anywhere because now he's got command in this offense, and I think everyone's fighting on his offense for these guys to be successful.
Sure like the look in his eye, though. That's a confident look.
Oh, yeah.
Second and 10. He comes left. Gedney with the catch at the 26. That will leave the Cardinals looking at a 3rd and 4.
And 3rd and 4 used to be Larry Centers' bread and butter down. I mean, Larry Centers was always the guy. Gedney now has his 4th catch of the day for Gedney. But Larry Centers is a guy, I think, you know, a guy who's caught 200 passes the last 2 years. You'd think about him in this situation.
He's only caught 2 tonight. 3rd and 4. Wade Wilson, Troy Aikman. Now it's their turn to watch. Down the middle for Sanders. First down, Cardinals.
Has he been clutch over the middle, Mark?
He has been big time clutch, Pat. They haven't been able to stop that. Every time they need a big play, they go to Sanders over the middle. They had success with this play last week, and this seems to be the bread and butter play of the offense for the Arizona Cardinals.
I'll tell you, Kent Graham's eyes, he is not afraid of this situation. Hung in there. He's got a very strong arm in a tight coverage. I mean, Woodson had him covered well.
First down at the 33, 38. Graham. Oh! Kevin Smith had it.
And I talked about a young quarterback has to be patient. This is a great example of it. He dodged the bullet on this play because if he stays patient, he throws the ball to the guys in the white jerseys, not the guys in the blue jerseys. Here's the play right here. The wide receiver stops and the ball's just thrown behind him and it goes right between the defender's Kevin Smith's hands. But this is an opportunity for Kent Smith to step up. He should learn from this play. Take your time and be patient. You don't have to force it.
Graham has put it up 43 times tonight. Stunt this time. Pretty good protection. Rob Moore goes down the sidelines, out of bounds. First down at the Cowboy 48.
You don't throw the ball over Deion Sanders' side much, but what the Cardinals have done is gotten good matchups. Wide receivers, and this time a linebacker, Darryl Hardy, was chasing Rob Moore in coverage. You'll see him inside. He's going to pick up number 85 in motion. See, he's got a man for man. Obviously, it's a mismatch, a crossing route running away from the defender, and Moore does a great job of getting the first down. 5 catches for Moore.
14 yards. Kevin Butler getting ready in case. Here's McElroy left. Inside the 45 to the 44.
Now Butler's career long is 57 yards, and he has won 15 games in his career.
Longtime place kicker for the Chicago Bears.
Didn't look like he liked the situation too much, did he? Gave you that Mr. Ed.
I wish McMahon was here, is what he's thinking.
Yeah.
Second down. Double tight end set now with Carter, who caught the tying touchdown before the two-point play, and Gedney, who's in motion. Here comes the blitz. Fumble! That ball is loose. The third fumble tonight for Graham. It slipped right out of his hand.
Yeah, he wasn't hit on that one. The other two, he was hit. That ball just slipped out of his hand. And the Cardinals, I mean, the game's not lost yet. I mean, that's what they have to realize. The game is not lost. Their defense has to play well. Watch the ball comes right out of his hands. Coakley, who's going to get there, but it just slipped right out of his hand.
Here it is again.
Man.
Right out of his fingers. You're absolutely right, Pat, but even if it doesn't slip out, he's going to get sacked anyway, and that ball's probably going to come out because Coakley had the beat on it.
Well, you much prefer the sack there, though, than the turnover, because the Cowboys now have great field position.
Third Graham fumble tonight, one of which was returned for a touchdown. First and 10, Dallas. Williams goes left.
I'll tell you what, Vern, ordinarily you turn the ball over 4 times against Dallas, you get blown out. Again, I think it tells you the kind of job that Dave McGinnis' defense has done tonight. They have shut down one of the most explosive offenses in the National Football League. A team that put 37 points up on a very good Pittsburgh defense a week ago.
And does not have an offensive touchdown tonight.
Yep.
They've got 5 field goals and a fumble return for a touchdown. Tied at 22, second down and 8. Blitz coming again. The handoff to Williams down near the 43-yard line.
They need to get to about the 35-yard line to really have a legitimate shot at a field goal. Of course, actually, that would give them a first down. But
that 52-yard field goal by Cunningham last week was not only his longest in the NFL, it was his first. It was the longest ever in his career. His longest at Southwest Louisiana was 50.
You kind of get the feeling by watching the Cowboys that they're just lethargic. There's no energy out there, and the Arizona Cardinals have the momentum and they've got the energy. And watch the offensive line. They just meander up to the line of scrimmage, get down in their stance, and just say, hey, let's get on with it. And the Arizona Cardinals defenders are just flying around.
And the Cowboys call timeout.
Their first of 2 in overtime.
And so Aikman heads over to chat with Barry Switzer.
Nice
Tied
music.
at 22. Yes.
Nice music there for a dramatic moment. And indeed it is. I mean, sometimes, though, in the NFL, you have to win ugly, as they say. And if the Cowboys can pull this off, it would be an ugly win. It'd be a beautiful win if the Cardinals can find a way to win this thing.
The thing about this game, Pat, if the Cowboys pull this game out and win, the only thing that will be remembered here in Arizona is that they've lost 14 consecutive games to the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, they had
10 home openers.
And they had 10,000 maniacs at halftime, too, performing. Yeah, that'd be remembered.
And 3 men in a tub up here in the booth. Third and 4. And Graham with those 2 fumbles in the first half and 1 here in overtime.
Hey, one thing, 3rd and 4, ordinarily you'd say, hey, you know, we have a couple things. You can give the ball to Emmitt Smith. He'll pick up 4 yards for you. He's out of the ball game. Or you throw the ball to Michael Irvin. And, you know, Aeneas Williams has gotten the better of that matchup tonight.
If I'm an offensive coordinator here, I run the screen because the Arizona Cardinals has blitzed on 3rd down in this situation, probably 70% of this ball game, and a screen would be just enough to get the running back out in the flat and give him an opportunity to circle the defense and pick up some valuable yardage. And Sherman Williams runs a great screen.
Mike Caldwell is a late entrant into the defensive huddle now for the Cardinals. It'll be 3rd and 4.
Aeneas Williams and Michael Irvin, that has been fun all evening.
But I think the winner of that battle is right there, Aeneas Williams. Without a doubt, I think he won tonight's battle against Michael Irvin. He's only got 4 catches.
Not over yet.
Thus far, he's held him to 4 catches.
That's pretty good playing.
All in the first half.
No, that's very good playing.
a fumble. Loose ball. Who got it?
Well, you know, the Cowboys have tried that play multiple times tonight, Vern, without much success. And there's a bad, I think, do I see the ball in there? Yeah. The Cardinals still haven't seen a signal. Yeah,
there it is.
Cardinals get it. Yep. A play that the Cowboys have run multiple times to swing out in the flat. Again, that was just poked out. That was McKinnon, number 57, Ronald McKinnon.
And Swan.
And Swan there again. He's been everywhere. I think it was Irving. Terry Irving made the recovery. So they return the fumble favor, if you will. Yeah, this defense has just been magnificent tonight.
That is the first Cowboy turnover of the season. And Eric Swan battling Larry Allen and the Heat. Yeah. For the moment, things are all right.
Yes, he played well. Eric Swan.
Exceptionally well. And they just seem energized. The guys in the white jerseys, the Arizona Cardinals, they're happy. They're smiling on the sidelines. You look at Dallas over there, you thought there may be a funeral out here on the football field. They're not excited. And that goes from their head coach Switzer on down. There's no emotion on their sidelines. Look at that. None at all.
First down at the 46. Rob Moore is the motion man. Graham gets rid of it behind Moore by a foot.
Yeah, indeed, Kent Graham was under pressure, but boy, he had Rob Moore open. And I tell you, the Cardinals are finding out about their guy, Kent Graham. Broderick Thomas, I think number 51 at the top there, is the guy who puts the pressure on him. But if he had a little bit more time, Rob Moore working on the underneath coverage, the linebackers again, was wide open. I'll tell you one thing, the good thing the Cardinals did, they're coming back with the same plays that have been successful.
Second and 10, 8:09 remaining in overtime. Graham pumps once, right side, wide open. It's Rob Moore down the sidelines.
They're in field goal range now. 19-yard gain there from Kent Graham to Rob Moore. Again, you can't be too conservative, but Kent Graham now has to know the situation of the game. And again, it's Kevin Smith battling cramps all evening. I tell you, good setup. He faked the slant route, which they ran so well last week, and then kind of hooked outside for the catch.
Handed off to McElroy. He comes left. Lomas Brown protecting that ball.
Smart play by a young running back to cradle that ball in and make sure it goes no place except in his arms, and he gets down on the ground, and it's a down play. But there's Big Malk right on the sidelines. Carl Malk, he's not happy because he wanted to get a first down on that play, and it's just like any offensive line coach, particularly guys like Malk that desperately hates the Dallas Cowboys. He wants to play smash mouth football right now and shove it down their throat.
He's not even happy on Christmas morning.
Graham, Sanders is open. Cut back to the 20.
Hold on to the ball.
To the 10. To the 5. First and goal.
I think he heard you, Pat.
You have to be happy for that man, Kent Graham, and those fans as well, and all the Cardinals. And he should be enjoying himself. The moment has not been too big for Kent Graham. And Larry Centers, the guy who we talked to him yesterday, was just still downtrodden because of the fumble a week ago. Great move. He secures the ball here at the end of the run with two hands.
Cardinals use one of their timeouts. Might they not kick the field goal right now?
Absolutely. 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 It's the right decision, the only decision to make. This is overtime. The field goal wins it.
Larry Centers hangs on as Deion Sanders tried to strip him. 29-yard gain and time called.
I see Kevin Butler out here on the field. And these guys have every reason to be right and to be happy.
They were down 22-7. Fought back on the arm of Kent Graham. He found Pat Carter after a blocked field goal or a tipped field goal went awry for Dallas. They went 70 yards. Carter caught the touchdown. Then the two-point catch by Rob Moore. They got to overtime, and now they have a chance to win it.
And when you look at the sideline here, this is a playoff game for the Arizona Cardinals. They haven't won one in 50 years, as I stated before, and for them, this is a major, major victory for this franchise and Ben Stover.
15 game-winning field goals for Kevin Butler.
Trey Junkin will snap it. Jeff Beagles will hold it. And Kevin Butler tries it from 20 yards. Like a billiard shot. But the drought in the desert is over.
And perhaps a franchise's attitude turned around.
What a shot in the arm for this organization. I played 2 years here. We weren't able to beat the Dallas Cowboys. But even though, when you look at this shot by Kevin Butler, you're seeing in the back of your mind when it hits the side of the upright, oh no, it's the Cardinals again. They're going to miss the field goal. But right here, it's the luck of the gods, and it goes through for the Arizona Cardinals.
Let's go down to Craig Sager.
Well, thank you, and I'm standing with Kevin Butler right about where you were when you kicked the field goal. Tell us about the pressure on the sidelines and what you saw when it hit the goalpost.
I saw my life flash in front of me. We were going down. I just heard them yelling, hurry, 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 because I guess it was about to go out on the time. So I just moved a little quick on it. That's what they give us the whole goalpost for. I used the whole thing. That's the first time I can recall it bounced my way, though.
13 years in the league. You've had some great kicks. Where does this one rank?
Well, this is big for the Cardinal organization. We had to beat these guys to do anything. To reach any of our goals, we had to go through Dallas. This is what it's about. The fans came out here. I don't care how it got through. It got through and we won.
Yes, it did. Congratulations. Good win for you, obviously for the organization. Let's go back up to Vern.
All right, Craig, it was a 9-ball in the corner pocket, but the carom counts. And for the first time since 1990, the Arizona Cardinals defeat the Dallas Cowboys. This is their first home opening win since moving from St. Louis. Let's check in with Craig and Kent Graham.
Well, Mark May was talking about the emotion on the sidelines, and nobody showed more emotion than Kent Graham. First of all, talk about the fumble, how disappointed you were when you almost gave the game away.
Well, that's kind of how the whole game went. There was tough situations the whole time, and we all fought and hung in there together, and it's a tribute to our team. We did it as a team.
And then about the play to Larry Centers. A week ago, in the opening game, Larry Centers fumbles. His organization was down all week. What does this win mean to you and to the whole organization?
Well, hopefully we can get it on the right start. We're on the right track going, and we just got to build off this because it's obviously a huge win for us.
You're obviously the most popular man in Phoenix tonight. Congratulations.
Well, thanks.
Back to you, Vern.
All right, Craig, my guy Sager hangs in there, doesn't he?
Tough guy, that Sager.
That's great. Well, what a night for Kent Graham. He overcomes 3 fumbles, one of which was returned for a touchdown by Chad Hennings. He winds up 26 of 47, 252 yards, 2 touchdowns, including the tying touchdown to Pat Carter. And Larry Centers, who has lived in agony all week long because of his fumble that set up the go-ahead score last week in Cincinnati, provides some heroics for the Cardinal fans at the end of a 29-yard game to set up what was a carom field goal from 20 yards out by Kevin Butler. I thought the ball was going to die of thirst before it went through the uprights. We'll be back at Sun Devil Stadium in a moment. It went to overtime in the desert. How long has it been since the Cardinals defeated the Cowboys, though the goalpost is in danger? It was first in danger when it felt the impact of Kevin Butler's field goal on that left upright. Kevin Butler, for the 16th time in his magnificent career, kicks a game-winning field goal, none uglier, but none perhaps more significant for a franchise. Join TNT Sports next Sunday, beginning at 7 o'clock Eastern, with Pro Football Tonight, followed by kickoff at 8 o'clock from Foxborough Stadium, as Bill Parcells and the Jets make the return to New England to take on Drew Bledsoe and the Patriots. Stay with TNT now for the Mercedes-Benz postgame report with Vince, Keith, and Sean coming up next. For Pat Hayden, Mark May, and a very hard-working Craig Sager, This is Vern Lundquist saying good night from Sun Devil Stadium in Phoenix, Arizona. This is the NFL on